YouTube, let's go. All right,
Yeah,
we're
I know
going
how it
live.
is.
Hello,
What's
everyone.
going on?
You go ahead. You do it. It's
No, it's your channel, man. How you guys doing?
nah,
Doing
it's your
good?
jam, bro.
All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know me, my name is Alex. I got cryptocurrency YouTube. I educate people in this space, as many people as I possibly can. Now, just to be clear, I am a profit maximalist. So wherever there's money, that's where I go. Okay. Um, so I don't know what's up. What's up, Richard Hart? Are we talking about puppies today, or what's up?
I'm just like all these people cry and they're like, "Don't put this in your title. Don't put this in your title," because I've been banned 4 times off YouTube,
Yeah,
and
I know.
I've been unbanned 4 times. So now I'm just gonna start treating it like science. I'm like, all right, we ain't gonna put no interesting keywords nowhere, no description, no title. If I still catch a ban anyway, well then, it's something else, you know.
Yeah. You're just testing stuff. I mean, people watch it anyways, right?
I
Waiting for
don't
the
know
live stream.
actually. That's a good question. I mean, if they're funneling me traffic from general search for keywords that are in the title, then this video should perform poorly compared to normal, and I'll have data when we're done with it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to get started now? You want to wait
Go.
for
I'm
more people
ready.
to join?
Fired up.
All right, guys. So I do want to ask Richard Hart some questions. I don't know if you've gotten them before. We have a lot of videos. But
I've
yeah,
got
I
every
mean,
question.
yeah. You've probably gotten every question by now. Let me just pull up my notes really quickly.
While he's pulling up notes, check out this fire Dolce Gabbana full outfit here, with the eyes right where my boobs go. That's a great placement, and the watches to match. Go ahead, look at those. Ooh, that's $1 million of watches right there. Ooh, you like it? Same watch twice, different band. Lol. These are called Rolex Tigers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna appreciate in value?
I don't know, man. Depends on interest rates. So the Fed raises interest rates, the stock market will dump, and then everything else should dump too. Real estate should dump, watches should dump. But we'll see. I mean, I didn't scroll back to like see what happened in 2008, 2009 with watches. So I mean,
So you
like,
got a strategy with watches, or are you just kind of getting them?
well, I mean, my thing is like I have a unique position as an influencer to like maybe on ramp users to stuff that I like. So, you know, if I get a Ferrari for 300 grand and I lose 50 grand a year of money or value in it, is it likely that I'm going to get 50 grand a year worth of quote followers? Well, for me, probably. I mean, I've got 200,000 on Twitter now and like 130 on YouTube. And so, like, getting real followers that have disposable income to like the same stuff you like, longevity research, you know, the political beliefs that I have, freedom of movement, freedom of speech, you know, it's valuable. So I have a unique position that I could waste money and then like it's binary. So if you waste a little bit of money, you don't really stand out enough. But if you waste a retarded amount of money, well then you carve out a niche. So like I'll be able to say once these new watches arrive, I'll be able to say I own the most expensive watches Rolex has ever sold. Period. So I've got some pieces that are the most expensive ones they've ever sold. I'm able to say I've got the quickest Ferrari they've ever sold, 1,000 horsepower. I'm able to say like I've got these new bracelets in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold. They don't make them in any other color. And so because I'm able to like, and I own the world's largest diamond. So I have this like opportunity that I've pushed so far into money wasting that it cost me just a little bit extra to be able to say like these large statements that I don't have to stick a bunch of qualifiers in front of. So like if you were to like collect antique Rolexes, well, good luck trying to explain to someone why that's cool, you know, or like you know, it. So if you want to succinctly brag to people and get them to register that you're notable for stuff, then the parameters of the stuff that you purchase, they matter, right? So like if it's not covered in monogram, I won't usually buy it because that's me helping stupid people that have no fashion sense understand they should like the stuff. If we lived in a different world where it was, two nouveau riche to cover yourself and monogram, and everyone respected something else, I would just do something else. Like I have the ability to rotate into different sexy stereotypes, so to speak. So, I mean, and then you also reach the point where like, what use is money? Really, what use is it? Like I'm broadcasting from the same place I've been in for forever. So apparently it didn't upgrade my living conditions. I have the best computer you can buy. I have the best speakers you can buy. So when you have more money than imaginable, you can unless you buy stupid stuff, what else really can you do it? Oh, support charity. I do. I raised 27 million for charity, 27.5 if we're going to be specific about it. And I don't plan to stop doing those things. Like I plan to get more political. I plan to, maybe launch my own country 5 years out, perhaps, right? Like I've got, there's a lot of steps along that way. So for me, like buying this expensive crap, it's not really for the ROI. You're never going to outperform crypto ROI. It's just kind of like, what use is ROI? Once you're at that level, you're like, well, what use is money? So.
Yeah, it's a good answer. So it's like social currency, right? I mean, if you think about
it's proof of work.
Like the biggest people, like rappers, that's what they do, right?
Yeah, I mean, rappers they kind of do it wrong because most of the stuff they buy looks like trash. So if you look at their like pieces that they get, yes, they are all entirely covered in diamonds, but they're usually like ugly shape, ugly theme, like they're just. So they're kind of, if they had just tweaked it 20%, left maybe 20% bare metal somewhere so you could see some contrast, then it would be great. But these are artistic things. Like I think if you took like a normal rapper's kind of chain that he custom built for himself and miniaturized it and trying to sell it to kids, they would pick other stuff over it just because it doesn't look that good on its own. And like the only thing you could say is good about a lot of these custom pieces they make is they're covered in diamonds, but without the diamonds, there's nothing notable there. They're just bad shapes. So there's an art to getting something that's a good shape, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, like with the luxury good stuff, at some point I need to like do a watch video and hit the keywords and hit the model numbers on there so that people can search them, and then maybe those people will be interested. Because like there's some girl named Supercar Blondie. She has like car vids. She did a video on like her $2 million watch collection. I'm like, okay, well, I have like an $8 million watch collection, so I might as well do a video, but you just gotta get around to it, and there's other stuff I'm supposed to do. So like right now, getting PulseChain mainnet is more important than anything else, which is why you don't see me doing any interviews much, or, I'm pretty much just focused on that.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. So do you have any updates for PulseChain you want to kind of let everybody know
Well,
about?
we found, I mean, it's like some events aren't firing in the node. So we have to like reorganize some of the code in the node so that slashing events and some other events fire properly. So if you track I'll probably let people know when that's done. We just discovered that like a week ago. And then we pulled 2 extra devs onto getting the sacrifice totals done, because it's like tracking that events have occurred on chain. That's easy because there's an immutable record on chain. Tracking the prices, not as easy because there's not an immutable record on chain of price data. So and then depending on what price feed you use, sometimes the feeds change what they said the price was, and you're like, hey, wait a second. So now what, we have to keep our own local logs to catch when the API is being stupid. It's just, you run into these little problems and they're fine, but you have to work through them. So we've got now about 5 guys, 4.5 guys I'd call it, working on SAC totals. 1 guy working on node, maybe 2, but they're working on different parts of it. And then, other stuff is just done enough for now. So like the Block Explorer is done enough, Bridge is fine, PulseX seems fine. I hear people always crying, when mainnet, and you're like, well, have you tested the testnet yet? Like, have you got your game plan figured out? Do you know what you're going to stake where? Are you going to stake PulseX in PulseX? Are you going to stake Pulse in Pulse? Are you going to stake Pulse in PulseX? Are you going to stake HEX on the Ethereum chain bridged in with your HEX on the Pulse chain? I don't think anybody knows what they're actually going to do, but they're just like, when mainnet, sir, please mainnet. And you're like, chill. And then other people, people like Richard, the hackers are abusing us waiting for mainnet. You're like, bro, explain to me how getting to mainnet quicker stops you from giving away your private keys. When you give away your private keys, you're going to get just as hacked regardless. I mean, actually, you have hope getting hacked before mainnet because you could race the hackers to your coins and hope that you move them before they do when mainnet launches. And you're just like, save us, sir. No, stop giving your keys away, man. Like, I can't, these people that do stupid stuff, I could save some of them, right? Like, oh, you sacrificed for PulseChain instead of PulseX. All right, I will just redirect those. Fine. Idiots. Oh, it's another one I hear all the time. There's some other one I could save people on. But then other ones I just can't. Like, you sacrificed an EVM chain directly from exchange. I can't fix that. Like, you're bad, dude. And then even if I could fix something, which I think I fixed all the things I can, but and it's irritating because people don't see that because, like, we publish iterations of how the sacrifice totals are going. We have a sacrifice balance checker, which is an app we built just so people could see what their balances are and submit reports and stuff. And so that, I think the latest iteration doesn't save all the people that sacrifice stuff they shouldn't have, which I want to. I want to try and bail all those guys out, the stupid idiots. But I haven't had a chance to update. Well, I haven't been given the update. The update is not done yet, right? And that's part of what makes this so hard is, like, when you have like 20 approved things, it's a lot easier to publish good data when you have 150. I think 2,000 unique coins were sacrificed. And then that sucks. That's hard, right? Okay, how many of these have like scam reflection, 10% fees? How many have no liquidity? How many are just scams, you can't sell at all? And, so I'm not going to delay mainnet for the 99% of people that acted right to try and bail out extra the 1% of dum-dums. It's just not, it's not Pareto efficient. So
you don't think there's any hope? I mean, Web3 is it's kind of difficult, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And you got people to delay gratification, with HEX and stuff, but you don't think there's something else we could do?
How are all these people losing their private keys? With a sad story all the time. And so I'll give you another example. Some guy messages me. Oh man, I didn't write my keys down. I tried to restore, it doesn't work. Can you help me? How am I going to help you, man? How? Because you have a nice story? Like, what's to prevent anyone from claiming anyone else's balance because you have a nice story? That's why we have crypto. Like, crypto is invented to get rid of counterparty risk and to replace trusting people with trusting signatures from digital signatures, cryptography. And so I try and help them the best I can. I say, listen, if you lost a couple of your seed words, you can brute force it. If you miswrote down your seed words, which I've seen before, here's a list of all the active seed words that you can actually use. And there's only 2,048 of them. And so you can detect which one you may have miswritten and then turn it into valid. And so I do everything I can to save these idiots, but I can't go any farther because it would drown out my other communications. So if every single day I had a seminar on all the ways that you have to not get hacked, when fake Richards message you, ignore them. When fake admins of channels message you, ignore them. When fake founders of other projects message you, ignore them. When fake dApps try and get you to authorize them, ignore them. When you go through, don't save your seed words on cloud storage. And then if I spent all day giving everyone endpoint security tips, there would be no time left in the day to do anything else. And like, nobody pushes these ideas harder than I do. Like, when's the last time Vitalik gave you endpoint security tips? He doesn't. When's the last time Vitalik warned you about some rug pulls? He doesn't. When's the last time Vitalik told you about networks are going down left and right? He doesn't. I keep a running list of everything that's getting hacked out there, trying to save people. So, like, people lose money on the Ethereum network, go message Vitalik. Why are you messaging me? And that, it's like, I am the number one hero of trying to save people, and I wish I could do more, but there's nothing else I can do that I'm aware of. And I'm more than, if someone else can come up with something extra that I can do. I mean, I'm pinning, just yesterday, I'm pinning to all my channels and notifying all the members, hey guys, ignore people trying to offer you fake pulse for sale on fake exchanges. It doesn't exist yet. I can't spend every minute of every day reissuing those over and over again. I mean, we have a bot in the chat rooms that's constantly every hour saying all these warnings, and the dum-dums still do stupid stuff. And you're just like, well, there's nothing else I can do. But I'm making more of an effort than anyone else in the entire industry. I don't know anyone else making as hard an effort on that front as I am. There are some guys that do like specialized videos against scams, but how's that helping my users? It's not, because I've already shielded them from those scams and never heard of them for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're appointing some type of educator for your community or something like that might help make the videos that you can't make.
Oh, we got that, man. Like, we got, if you Google HEX, PulseChain, you're going to find a lot of influencers. And they cover it. Like, if I have seen people see fake live stream videos that say you send one hex, get two back, fall for that. And you're like, yep, I've tweeted about it. I've sent pinned messages about it. We have it warning all over the place. You still did it anyway. How can I help you? There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, like, people got to figure it out themselves, get some computer literacy. Yeah, I agree to that. So I do have some questions here. I wanted to jump into a little bit. So I did just let you know, for the people that follow you, I invested a small amount to HEX, bought a car off of it 2 years later. So nice. I made a lot of money. I've called a couple of 100 X's. This made me more money than those. I was mining Ethereum in 2016. I remember getting like 1 ETH a day. So I've had very positive experiences in cryptocurrency, but HEX has been one of the biggest ones. But for some reason, you know, growing my YouTube channel and all my social media platforms, it's like almost like taboo to talk about HEX. So why do you think? Is it the reputational damage? What is it?
Well, people are scumbags, and they talk very confident about things that they should have no confidence in. So they have very strongly held beliefs with no backing or reason why they should have those. So for instance, HEX has had 100% perfect flawless operation, while everything else in crypto has been getting wrecked left and right. Solana network goes down every other week. Their bridge, the wormhole bridge, got hacked for $300 million. This Axie Infinity chain bridge just got hacked for $600 million. Polygon's bridge got hacked for $2 billion, but they didn't, like, they caught it before hackers could use it. So they found it and patched it before anyone else could exploit it. Everyone's getting hacked and destroyed left and right everywhere. Well, HEX's perfect flawless operation and was given away for free to Bitcoin holders, and the amount given to those Bitcoin holders exceeds $500 million currently, had they held the coins. That's the value of the coins currently. And you're just like, yeah, I raised $27 million for charity. Who else did that? I'm the one promoting free speech and freedom of movement. I'm the one doing the world's largest free airdrop. And the testnet's been working well for a very long time. You know, I'm the best person in this industry. There are some other okay people, like Vitalik writes open source software. That's nice. You know, he's got a thoughtful blog. There's some things he's done with gas prices, which I think are disgusting. Like harming some projects to hook other projects up with a discount. That's not okay. Like, nope, that ain't okay. So if you go and you measure what you care about in a cryptocurrency, do you care about security? Okay, well, we're more secure than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had 2 inflation bugs where anyone could mint as many free coins as they wanted. HEX has had 0. Ethereum's had 0. HEX's consensus code is locked and isolated so that you can't accidentally screw it up. Bitcoin's is not. It's spaghetti code. So the consensus code touches the wallet, touches the network, and then as soon as you try and fix one, you break the other by accident, which is how one of these mint as many free coins as you want bugs happened. Maybe 4 years ago now. So we're more secure, better price performance. I mean, if just when I called the Bitcoin top on the day, 11 and a half months ago, if you'd bought HEX instead, you would be up 7 times your money instead of down a third, which is 21 times better. Technically, the math's 19 times better because I showed the spreadsheet and published it yesterday or the day before. So you would have 19 times more money if you had bought HEX when I called the top on the day. And that price call has been valid every single day except one for the last year. The 1 year anniversary will be April 14th. So 4 days from now. So I call the top on the day. I raised $27 million for charity. I designed a cryptocurrency which goes up over 10,000x. If you staked, you made more than 10,000x. I have the world's biggest diamond. I have the quickest Ferrari. I've got $8 million of watches. I have a giant pee-pee. I can dance. It's like weird. Yes. So like every single metric that we could dominate other than dieting, we're doing it. And it's like, at what point do these scumbags bow down and kneel? Kneel, scumbags. Kneel before me. Like this, man. You are my lessers. Yeah. And they deserve to suck D, all of them. Like it's disgusting to me. Like and so, if you ask these guys, like, name the top 10 coins and what they do, and they don't know. And you're like, well, since you guys don't know anything about anything, why are you so confident? Like, you don't know any. I'm coming from a place of knowledge. I called the top on the day. You're all scum compared to me. Get on my level. Like, it blows my mind.
I could feel the hatred though, because there is like a lot of people for some reason.
But like that hatred goes for everybody. So how many people hate Vitalik? More than hate me, just because he's got a broader audience. And then in the legacy world, how many people hate Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Half or more of everybody thinks Bitcoin's horrible, right? They're trying to kill it left and right. So half of people hate Bitcoin, half of people hate Vitalik, half of people hate me, half of people hate whoever gets elected. And you're just like, that's not the metric by which you should judge your excellence. My metric is, how secure are we and how price performative are we? And do we have unique features? And do we have a walled garden? And are we on-ramping new users? And do we have synergy? And all the new things we're building amplifying the other things we built. So does PulseChain amplify HEX? Yes. Cheaper on-ramp, lower fees, world's largest free airdrop, introduces a giant new audience into the ecosystem. A lot of people probably wouldn't have heard about HEX had they not heard about Pulse or PulseChain. And then, we're almost fully vertically integrated. So we've got HEX for value storage. We've got PulseChain for consensus network. We've got PulseX for trading. I'm hiring guys to build out a wallet. And then the only thing we're missing is Fiat on-ramps. That's it. Like, if you've got that stack, what else do you need? You're golden. Like, you don't need anything else. So I'm happy with everything, where everything's going. It's just a matter of waiting.
You're definitely doing.
We're running out of stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. There's something I do want to challenge you on though. Is sure. You say the flawless execution thing. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that some of the projects that were getting hacked are like way more complex than what HEX is currently doing?
Oh, is that better to be more complex?
Not necessarily, but I would say that they're just
Windows
doing
is really
something
complex.
Completely different.
What? Yeah, that's right. Windows is really complex. Can you get rich on it? No.
You can't, but we're comparing two cryptocurrency projects. So like HEX gets you to lock up money. It's very simple.
Yeah. You understand what attack surface is? I'll define it for you. Security is a function of how much you've invested into security versus how much space there is to secure. So if you had a house the size of Earth, people would be breaking into your house because you can't watch every corner of your house all the time. But if you had the house the size of like one from a Monopoly board and you could stick it in your pocket, harder to break into there, easier to watch. And so when you have buggy spaghetti code that takes 9 months to train a developer to make his first commit, which is the Bitcoin code, you have a gigantic attack surface and roughly no money invested into securing it. HEX had 3 audits, 2 security audits, 1 economics audit. Bitcoin's had none of those. And so if you want secure software, less features is more secure. Less attack surface is more secure. And so HEX is more resistant to inflation bugs than almost any layer 1 network. Like HEX is more resistant to inflation bugs than Ethereum is. Because when you upgrade the Ethereum code, you're more likely to touch something that touches consensus. because it isn't locked and isolated and modular. It touches everything else. It's still better than Bitcoin, but like the design of HEX from a consensus perspective is more secure and always will be because it's locked and isolated and secure. It's like locking a safe inside of a safe. So
I agree, but remember, HEX is not a smart contract platform. So like, PulseChain and PulseX would be increasing this attack surface, right?
Yeah. Well, PulseChain would be, but PulseX wouldn't be. Because PulseX has a ton of audits. The bridge has a ton of audits. So like those particular things have less attack surface than PulseChain. PulseChain has more attack surface.
Yeah.
But there's also remedies, right? So Bitcoin had 2 inflation bugs. One was executed, one wasn't. But did that hurt the Bitcoin price? No. Because these are all socially enforced networks. So even if you get a critical, depending on what kind of critical inflation bug you get, you can hard fork and just remove the crap coins. Like Ethereum did this, right? Like there was the DAO hack, which you could say wasn't really a hack. It was just a poorly designed code.
Yeah.
And then code is law. Oh no, our code wasn't right. Hold on. We didn't mean that. Yeah. Funny. Unstoppable world computer. Yeah. This is Ethereum's old marketing for those that haven't been around so long. But then they stopped it and forked out the hackers' coins.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But then they won't do that again, because if they were going to do that again, they'd do it for the Polkadot founder, Gavin Wood, who wrote Solidity, who wrote the Solidity code. That he basically wrote Ethereum. And then he lost 600,000 Ethereum, I think, which is now like almost $3 billion. So, and they didn't bail him out. Those coins are just lost forever. They're locked in so they had a multi-sig, and then they didn't make the destroy function, the self-destruct function. They didn't make it private. They made it public. So someone just called the self-destruct, and their multi-sig could never free the coins. So they're just trapped forever. It's like, yeah, it's pretty funny. But it's proof that Ethereum isn't going to be bailing people out using that fork method. Because if they would, there's no one more inside than that insider. And they chose not to bail him out. So like from an attack surface perspective, HEX is extremely secure. PulseX is extremely secure. And PulseChain is roughly as secure as Ethereum because it's mostly Ethereum code. No.
I just think it's fair if you're comparing, you should do like the PulseChain versus like Ethereum.
No, but you're not.
I just think like from a person that understands crypto, I've been in it for a while, it does rub me a little bit weird. I'm just like, okay.
You're making a bad judgment call. So your brain internally is telling you that stuff that can do more is better.
I never said that. Wrong. I just think that there's more.
No, but I'm telling you, I just told you that it's subconscious. Like I'm telling you that you feel that way, but you don't understand why you feel that way. So if there's a funny picture of a Tesla car, and then open source people are making fun of it. Enjoy your botnet, closed source, can't upgrade it. And then it shows a picture of like the open source car. It's ugly as hell. It's got parts falling off of it. One day we'll add this feature, like windows, like actual windows you can open and close. Like it's just a picture of like how people fall into these like beliefs that they've kind of missed the point. The only thing in crypto that matters is price performance and security. That's it. And all this other feature crap and benefits crap, they're just narrative memes, and people rotate out of them. Bitcoin used to be peer-to-peer digital cash. Failed entirely. Absolutely no one uses it that way. Nobody wants to wait an hour for their first confirmation, let alone 6, which I've seen and done and participated in. No fun. So then they rotated to programmable money. No one ever programmed it to do anything. Can't program it to wake you up in the morning. Oh, well, hey, no worries. We're just going to swap that out. Now we're digital gold. And that's working out. Cool. Glad that's working out for you. But all that other stuff you said was garbage, lies. Maybe you didn't know they were lies when you told them, but time showed them to be so. So how many empty blockchains do we have? Almost all of them. Almost all the blockchains are empty. Almost all of the blockchains are ghost chains. And so if you operate from this Swiss Army knife, open source Tesla car, oh, it does more, so it should be better, you're entirely missing the point of what crypto is for. Security, price performance, and then maybe censorship resistance. And then you look at these projects that do all this stuff, they have high throughput, to what end? Like take BSV. What are all the BSV transactions? Weather updates of what temperature it is someplace. You're like, oh, okay. And
horrible,
that's who's trying to censor that? And why are we logging that on 10,000 hard drives? No, like, oh, just so that you guys look busy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you look at other chains and you're like, what are all these these high throughput features like Hashgraph, right? Hashgraph says it has high throughput. It doesn't actually. It only has high throughput without finality. If you care about the finality, the past can't change. It doesn't have higher throughput. And so what are all their transactions? It's just like 6 guys spamming up the chain. When you filter out by like who's submitting the transactions, you're like, oh, there's like 6 guys that do all the transactions. Cool. Good one. Yep. And so there's this law, I don't remember the name of it right now, but basically, as soon as you make a measurement a priority, it ceases to be a good measurement. So if your metric for what you think makes a blockchain good is transactions, people are going to spam up the chain with transactions. If your metric is fees, people will shill bid the fees up to themselves. If it's volume, people will create fake volume. And if it's, how many partners you have, oh boy, you're going to get a lot of JPEGs at the bottom of that website from XYZ Crap Ventures and, XYZ Crap Capital. And I hate all that buzzword salad, false key performance indicators. I don't like any of that stuff. It all sucks. So I don't want people to think that an L1 chain is a better value proposition than something well designed on the chain, because it's not the case. So, Amazon that ships you stuff is not layer 1. They operate on the post office. They operate on DHL. They operate on FedEx. And if those companies didn't carry the crap to you, you wouldn't get the crap. So they're a layer 2. But they make more money than all those other companies. Why? Because they're closer to the money. And so in every value ecosystem, there's a stratification of who gets all the money. And usually the people closest to the sales channel get the majority of the money. The salespeople and the company doing the sales makes the most of the money. The people that actually build the stuff, design the stuff, do customer support for the stuff, ship the stuff, they make less. And so I just feel in you that you think L1s are cool and you like stuff that does more. And I'm trying to shake you out of that, because it just means more attack surface and usually ghost chain. And then there are exceptions. Ethereum is an exception because they actually have users.
I believe less is more, just to be clear. I've owned multiple businesses, so I understand where you're coming from. Yep. But I would say that I don't think I bash a lot of L1s, just to be clear. I don't like a lot of crypto. Like 95% of them are like exactly what you said. They're empty. They're hollow. But what I would say is that when you make the statement about the security, you should compare it with something similar. That's all I'm saying. Because
hold on. Again, so if I say a gun is better than a knife, that makes you angry because I'm not comparing it to other guns?
Well, if you're comparing the specs of a gun, you should compare the specs to another gun.
No. If
you're trying to figure out what gun's better, right?
But no one is trying to that's not the statement. The statement is that you are less likely to have an inflation bug in HEX than any other L1 chain. And it's factually true because it's modular, it's secure, and when you upgrade the network in these other chains, you accidentally screw up consensus. But when you upgrade the network when you upgrade Ethereum, you're not going to accidentally screw up HEX's consensus. It's very useful and important for me to educate people about what actual security looks like. Yeah. And what am I going to compare myself to? There is nothing else like HEX. Like, there's not like, hey, where's that other, yeah.
No,
by the way, which is why we have 100% perfect flawless operation and everything else is wrecked. People should understand how we did that. So maybe they could try and emulate it.
Yeah, you made it simple. You did one thing and you did it very well. And that's why it's, it's top 15 by market cap size or what?
Depends on where you look. I mean, if you look on Etherscan, it's probably top 5 ERC20s probably. If you look on like Coin Paprika or Nomics, it's probably top, I don't know, 12 or something. If you look at CoinMarketCap, it's always at 201, which is why they've been sued in court by a Hexagon in a class action lawsuit. So hopefully that goes through at some point. What else? But once again, that's another metric that you can't make money on. Like, you can't make money on the market cap. You can't place orders on the market cap chart. You can't buy it, can't sell it. You can't place orders on the volume chart. So, like, price is king.
Like percentage increase.
Well, it's what you got in at versus what you got out at. And the best representation of that usually is percentage increase. If you're a giant, massive whale, then you have to wait a little bit because you probably can't market sell. You'd hurt the price too much. You have to be the liquidity and sit on the limit for a while. So, with the caveat that the size of your whaleness matters. It's like usually when I look at the market in HEX, if you're selling $1 million, you're going to get like 2 or 3% slippage max, usually. I'll go check it right now. Easy to check.
Yeah, while you're checking that though, I did see this problem with CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. Actually, I created my own version, and we're looking.
Yeah, I saw that. Shill it.
Coinpix.io. What'd you say?
I said shill it. No one knows what it is. Tell them.
No, yeah. I don't want to censor anybody. So I want to basically create, and it just started, but
eventually you are going to want to censor people. Eventually, you're going to find a coin that you can only buy and never sell. One of those exploited ones, and you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna introduce censorship for this one. Maybe right now it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not yet.
No. Like for instance, Squid Game would have been an ideal to be censored coin, because I think its market cap before it rug pulled in the first few hours was like 12 trillion or something.
Yeah, that was crazy. And
right
then they
now,
made the Will Smith coin or whatever.
Yes, when there was a toilet paper shortage, they made a toilet paper coin. Like it just. They make a stupid coin for everybody. Right now, if you were to sell $1 million of HEX, your slippage would be 2.8%.
It's actually not that bad.
And if you were to buy, it's pretty darn good. If you go on, depending on what exchange you're on, if you were to buy $1 million of HEX, your slippage would be 2.6%. So I'm using 1inch.io. You could always use matcha.xyz or Uniswap. You get basically the same stuff.
So the whales, low slippage, they look for liquidity. So
yeah, or you could just be the liquidity and have no slippage. You don't have to have slippage. You don't have to pay the bid-ask spread. You don't have to pay fees. You can get paid fees. So smashing the market buy and market sell buttons isn't the optimal order entry method.
What do? You use bots?
No, I mean you could just use 0x and place a limit order. So 1inch has limit orders, Matcha has limit orders. You could simulate a limit order using Uniswap v3 by placing liquidity, single-sided liquidity at the place where you want to sell. And you could even use, I would probably just use the most liquid pair. So in HEX, sometimes it's 0.3% pair, sometimes it's the 1% pair. But like on other coins that are even more liquid, like Ethereum USDC, you could use a 0.01% pair. And you're just going to get filled at that price. And as long as you pull your liquidity after you're filled, it won't unfill. So if you get filled and then you're not quick and it unfills, then you just made the fee twice, and then you're still waiting to get filled again to withdraw your liquidity. So you've got options and these are all just decentralized options. If you're using a centralized exchange, limit orders there are the default. Or not, people are used to limit orders in centralized exchanges. They're usually less used to them, and like that method I showed you with like depositing Uniswap v3 and then pulling after it fills, that's like advanced. 0x is like very easy.
How's how are you gonna solve this issue? Do you have anything specific you're gonna use?
For what?
For PulseX?
Well, PulseX is its own exchange. So PulseX is a Uniswap v2 fork, which is nice because we have those beautiful audits and it's had all that uptime for years now. And it doesn't support single-sided liquidity, so you don't have to worry about that. If someone wants to build out the 0x kind of... Well, you know what? Actually, I think there's already an easy way for us to plug in limit orders with it. because another Uniswap v2 fork did it, and the code's open source. So actually, I think there is a way for us to have limit orders in PulseX. It's not really a rush, but I think the code's already there. Like we would just have to put it in the front end. I think I have to check it, but I mean the dev in charge of PulseX told me that, so I'm telling you. You reminded me of it. Since I've never used that feature.
Developing yourself?
Not really. I mean, I can expect for business logic bugs if someone wants to sit down and pair code with me and tell me the syntax of what certain symbols do. But I would be better off hiring more devs than having to do that. So
yeah.
Like this is supposed to be my year of scaling, and yeah, we've got 10 devs, but like, I guess that's scale. I guess we have 10 devs, so okay. I guess we got that scale. But I wish I had my exchanges, we're working on the wallet, still hiring for that. Yeah, if I'm coding, I've done something terribly wrong, because there are people way better than me. Like, I check in on some of these. We've got different chat rooms for each project, and then like, depending on what chat room I click, I can't understand what the hell they're talking about. That's how complicated it is. I'm smart. I'm a smart dude. And you're like, nope, I don't know half of these words. So like, it's crazy. I mean, even understanding like Amazon's version of all the open source projects, you're like, because Amazon like takes open source projects, turns them into a service, slaps a new name on them. So like if you're used to like Kubernetes or different emulation softwares that allow you to like Docker, etc., you can make a package. Well, they have their own version of that. It has a different name. And then there's a software you use to set those up and tear them down and scale your infrastructure. And then you've got the route. God, what is it called? It's a nightmare. Like DevOps and making sure that the servers have connectivity and uptime and throughput and redundancy. That is its own full-time other separate thing. So like this stuff gets complicated, man, like quickly. I mean, right. Like imagine being my dev going through the actual Ethereum code and like catching the things that Ethereum did wrong. And he does it all the time. He's like, Ethereum does this wrong. Or you can see commits that he's made fixing bugs in other projects. And you're like, yep, this dude's badass. Great. Because like when we can fix the parent project screw ups, like, you got the right team.
Yeah. So how do you manage that, man? Because like I have an issue with that. I have a couple of developers, and it's like I'm almost having to learn,
Oh, it's a constant problem, bro. Like so imagine that you had like Leonardo da Vinci on your like payroll, but then they wanted to do stuff that didn't filter down to the customer. And then you have to please do stuff that affects the customer, or like you'll get devs that want to do like, I haven't had this problem, but I've heard lots of other people have it. They want the shiny new thing, or they only want to use stuff that was built in house. They don't want to use like packages from everybody else. They want to roll their own crypto, etc. And so because I've been at this for so long, I mean, my first tech business was in 2001. That's how long I've been in tech, internet tech. And so I know how to catch these pitfalls. Like I want to use the most common thing everyone else is using with the minimum number of changes, with the least attack surface, with the least aggressive roadmap. If you see the delays that we have in my projects, let me tell you, go compare those with any time the government chooses to do some software. Like, they're going to upgrade the DMV, or they're going to upgrade the IRS, or they're going to upgrade anything. And you'll see it never gets to market ever. And like 10 years passes and there's nothing there. For me to get the software out that I'm getting out in the time frames that I am is actually very good. People they don't understand how delayed software usually is. I mean,
it's very hard.
Sharding in Ethereum has been delayed for 6 years. And it's still not, they're still not going to get it. Like, oh, by the way, like when Ethereum 2 launches, you're not going to get cheaper gas fees, guys, just so you know.
Tell me, explain that to me, because I do want to understand that.
You don't get higher throughput. So the demand is the same and the supply is the same. How are you going to get cheaper fees?
Oh, assume if they move to proof of stake.
And
This would help.
I don't know,
I
man.
guess
I
I'm
mean,
just
everybody
comparing
that
it.
I've seen like promoting it on their team says it's not meant to affect gas fees. So if they're not even willing to make that statement, I don't know. I mean, we've got so many things we did better. So like we do coin burning directly. Everybody else doesn't do that. So like EIP 1559, if the gas fees get cheap, the coins stop burning. You only get coin burn when it goes over like a minimum. So you're not always going to get coin burn. But in Pulse, you will. So PulseChain burns 25% of all the transactions with no inflation, only deflation. And PulseX burns 22% of the fees with no inflation, only deflation. I love the idea of locking value into capital gains instead of paying people extra coins. I like that idea a lot.
Explain that a little bit more simple.
Well, let's say you're a Bitcoin miner. They probably shouldn't be charging you tax on the fruit of your own labors. So like if you paint a picture of a pony, you're not taxed on that. But if you do some math and a Bitcoin comes out, they want to tax you on that. Doesn't seem fair. But if you just are Satoshi and make a coin and the coin goes up in value, not taxed on that. Today. Who knows what the world will do? Like, as far as I'm aware of, no one gets taxed on unrealized capital gains unless there's some very magical circumstance. But they're talking about changing all that. So as it stands today, like the ideal tax structure for the taxed, and I'm not an expert on this, I'm not an accountant, not a lawyer, do your own research, blah, blah. If you can lock your price performance into price appreciation, you can't get a better mechanic from a capital efficiency perspective. Because lots of other ways that you might accrue value, you get hit with tax bill. So it depends on what jurisdiction you live in, but some jurisdictions are this way, perhaps most.
That's interesting. Yeah, I paid a lot of taxes this year, man. Sucks.
Yep.
Trade less, right? Just trade less. Just hold for longer.
I'm not a tax advisor, but I hear you. I mean, look, Satoshi, apparently he doesn't owe anybody any money. So that seems to have worked out for him.
I just think they can't get it. Who's Satoshi,
no, it's just, you're just not taxed on capital gains until you sell, usually.
Oh, okay.
So if you have something that, like, if I buy a Rolex and the Rolex goes up in value, I ain't got to write nobody a check. I don't even have to go check the price, like. So if you have a coin, the coin goes up in value, okay. It's unrealized capital gain.
Interesting. Yeah, so kind of pivoting a little bit. Well, besides the actual blockchain, since you've been building these projects and kind of just been in the crypto space for a while, what do you think is like the most important infrastructure for a project? Like, it could be anything, like a price website or back end. What do you think?
What,
do
you
want to
build something for PulseChain, or what's the motive for this question here?
I'm just trying to ask a simple question, man.
Well, I think that you're not gonna like this answer because you just built a coin market cap competitor. I think that if you're on a coin ranking site, you are the people that the margin trading companies eat up alive and get you to lose all your money. I think you're most likely, like, how do people find these scams to buy? How do people find these rug pulls to lose all their money in? How do people discover margin trading the thing to lose all their money? They're either watching crappy YouTube influencers, or they're on coin ranking sites and they're being shoved ads at them. But I think those are the two primary ways by which people lose all their money by trading.
Well,
and as you just said earlier, it's not capital efficient either. Like, even if you broke even, you didn't break even because you pay tax.
Because you pay taxes, yeah. But we can only accept sponsorships or any ads. You can't pay us to get on our website. So if we take away the incentive,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about like everybody else. Of course. I mean, you ain't got to traffic yet.
I'm telling you, I solved the problem. I solved the problem. So if you can't pay me and it's unbiased, then I mean they have to.
Then
find
you got a business
from somewhere.
Apparently. I mean, you can't pay for your servers. Probably how that works.
Well, there's other ways
to
monetize it.
How? It's only ads. I mean, you're either going to be taking an affiliate link or an ad. That's it. There ain't no other way.
Well, there's a lot of other ways you can monetize it, like the data in some way, shape, or form.
What data?
You're
going to get an email list out of it? You're going to get people's emails?
Yeah, you can get people's emails, of course.
Well, all right. If you're gonna sell people's data, then there's a way. Yeah, it's doable. It's just like all that work a job instead of just buy a coin and get rich seems like, why not just buy a coin and get rich?
Because then you've already had more. Where are you going to buy the coin from?
I heard there's some really cool new projects by a well-dressed,
so basically
flamboyant
not
dude.
PulseChain or PulseX.
But like, think about all the coins we got. We got HEX on PulseChain. We got HEX on Ethereum network. We got PulseChain itself. We got PulseX. We got the incentive token. We got that's 5 coins right there. There's other coins people built around HEX. I mean, there's a free airdrop coin somebody built that just gave to people based on how long they'd served their stake so far. There's there's other people building stuff on PulseChain. I hate referring people to other coins I didn't build, because what if they get wrecked? Don't like that. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Elon, how he feels? Everyone bought when he went on Saturday Night Live, and that was the top. Now it's down 80%. He probably ain't happy about that,
But they got to find the working somewhere.
People that have invested to start crypto businesses have usually lost money compared to just buying the coin. So the guy that started BitPay made less money starting BitPay than if he had just bought Bitcoin. The people that founded Coinbase, the early A-round investors, just barely outperformed Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's performance sucks. I mean, HEX has been up versus Bitcoin 1,000-fold. I think it's only up 250-fold versus Bitcoin now. That's a lot of fold. So I just think every dollar you put into trying to build something, no matter what it is, if you're buying Rolexes instead of crypto, long term, man, you're going to feel bad, because crypto is the best performing asset class in the history of assets. So I just think, look, I know a lot of people that tried to make their own knockoff version of HEX, lost a lot of money, and missed HEX, both. So it's just, I used to tell people how to start good businesses and what businesses to start. And now that advice is bad advice, because you're better off buying a dip and holding something with product market fit.
Yeah, from a monetary perspective, but from a helping society perspective, I don't agree.
True. I agree with you.
You can definitely help some people out. I mean, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are top 15 financial websites on planet Earth. Right? Yeah. And I mean,
hey man, fuck those guys. Go take their customers, dog. I'm with you. Go get them. Fuck all those guys. Go get them.
Yes, sir. I will, man.
Because what good are they doing in the world? They're shilling margin trading ads at you. That's all they do. They live and die by just shilling you margin trading ads so that you lose all your money. It's not ethical. It's not moral. It's disgusting.
I agree. CoinMarketCap, once they got purchased by CZ and Binance, they just kept shilling Binance Smart Chain coins. It's extremely biased. I see the issues, and that's why I'm trying to kill the incentive model and bring it from somewhere else. Maybe you can point me in the right direction.
It's all SEO, bro. It's basically, can you get rank on all these words is all that matters.
Yeah, of course.
That's where they get all their traffic from. So
yeah.
It's just sucking Google D. I used to do that for a living back in 2001. Oh no, the Google bot has changed the algo. Oh no. They do it on purpose to try and get you into AdWords, but it just breaks our industry because AdWords are disallowed unless you're a scumbag exchange that harms people. Then you could probably buy AdWords. But if you're an actual coin, nah, bro. No license, bro. Sorry. You can't save the people. Only the people that victimize people can buy ads because they have a license to victimize. But you, as the savior, with the coin that does amazing things, sorry, you can't buy ads. Crazy to me. Disgusting.
So if you're really about freedom of speech, why don't you make it a social media? Why a smart contract platform?
Well, it's on the roadmap, man.
Okay.
It's just okay, I took a copy of all my videos and put them on a decentralized, web torrent based YouTube thing. Let me see if I can remember its name.
I think I saw you. I forgot the name too.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah.
Misspelled, of course, because these guys don't know how to do branding. Odyssee. Not how you spell the word Odyssey, is it? But they want to make your life hard and make me spell it because they don't know how to make a brand. Fine. At least you get a couple views there. At least I got a couple views. Then I went to some other platform called Rumble. No views. None.
Yeah.
Nothing. Waste of my time. Giant waste of my time. So when I see like companies that aren't making a lot of money, aren't getting good traction, is that where I want to throw my hat in and join them in the, oh, look, I get to find out why this business doesn't work now, you know? So it's just not, that stuff's on the roadmap, but I'm going to have a wallet before then. I'm going to have like Fiat Onramps before then. I mean, we may have political action communities before then. Like that one's, it's a hard one. It's a really hard one. Hey, we got hosting bills. Cool. And do you have revenue? No. Users? Not really. So you're like, okay, well, how much does it cost to get the users? It exceeds their lifetime value. It costs us maybe $15 to get in a user. We can make like $1 on them. Oh, so you just lose money. Yeah. Well, like, this business sucks, you know? So, I mean, who's tried it? Like, Gab tried it. Apparently, they still exist. I signed up for another Twitter competitor. Let's see if I can remember their name. Nope. I had to ask. I literally had to send a tweet like, hey, guys, do you remember that Twitter competitor that I'd signed up for? And then after I mentioned it, I went over there and I posted. I'm like, hey, is anybody on this thing? I get like 20 responses. Wasted my time, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
So these garbage platforms that don't have users, the only way that it's affordable for me to like use them is if I had a bot that took what I said on a real platform with users and just copied it over there to play the lottery that maybe one day they might not suck one day.
And that's what like Steam it turned into, is just a whole bunch of bots like sharing content. I agree.
You gotta go where the users are.
Yeah.
That's how it is, man. You know, you could wish for a better way, but there ain't a better way. You got to go where the users are.
Yeah, so that's a long-term goal. You know,
we must have a lot of puppy enthusiasts because I've got 2,800 concurrent viewers, which is actually like high, and I had no keywords in the title. It just says Richard Hart loves puppies, and the description is puppies are wonderful. And I've got tons of users. So all of you puppy enthusiasts that might be watching, hello there. Like you will see a absence of 4-footed animals on this channel.
All right, man. I love it. All right, so some more hard questions.
Hit me with them hard hitting questions.
All right, he wants the hard ones, guys. I'm gonna hit him.
Give me
all
it.
right, so
I'm a power bottom. Hit me
let
hard.
me just give you where I don't know if you know a lot about me, but I research for a living. I create a fundamental analysis system.
All right.
I research pretty deep. I don't tell people to day trade, just to be clear. But I do like to find very like hidden gems. And I found HEX, and I made a lot of money off of HEX.
There you go.
So the research works, okay? The research works, all right? It has to work. I got Matic too pretty early too. So. All right, so one thing I have.
Well, it sounds like you got PulseChain early too.
Yeah, I got a lot. Yes.
Good for you.
It's gonna be great. And I'm not a hater either, and I don't care what other influencers think. I just want to make.
I seen a video you done a long time ago that I thought was good. Like you said something nice about me, I think, a long time ago.
Yeah, bro. I look up to you, bro. You taught me a lot in the cryptocurrency industry. There's a lot of history I did not know until watching your videos. So
nice, bro.
It's just real, though. But, you know, it's not like sucking up. It's just real.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And I think a lot of people have a problem with being honest on the internet because they sell their soul for the quickest dollar. But hard ones. Problem I have with HEX a little bit is that, you know, people buy it for the price appreciation. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
So it's very sticky, right? So it gets people to lock it up. But when it's unlocked, it's very not sticky, right? Because the only reason it's kind of like I don't know if it's a branding thing, but for like when people buy Ethereum, let's say, and I know all the problems with Ethereum, but when people buy Ethereum, they're like, oh, they're kind of like this virtue thing, smart contract platform, going to change the world, Web3, decentralization. And then they're buying it kind of for that reason a little bit. But with Hex, it's like most people, it's just price appreciation, right? So with Hex, you see a lot of volatility. And you say it all the time. It's like, that's the price you pay. The volatility is the price you pay. So is PulseChain...
I'm just going to disprove everything you just said, by the way. It's going to be fun.
Hit me. Hey, I like it. I like it.
Okay.
But is PulseChain PulseX a way to get away from that, or what are you doing?
Since Hex has had a market, has it ever dropped 95%?
No.
Since Ethereum has had a market, did it ever drop 95%?
Yes, it dropped like 98% last cycle, I think.
Okay. Well, the math and the chart and the history, which is years old now, would indicate that Hex's price performance is less volatile than Ethereum's and has more upside than Ethereum's, factually.
To play devil's advocate, I would say that market moves in about 4-year cycles. Bitcoin halving cycle, it's pretty much catalyzed by that, and Hex hasn't seen, a serious cycle. It started in the middle of the bear run, I guess, and then but I want to see like a full-on bear run.
Well, Bitcoin's been down for a year, bro. A whole year. 1 whole year. That's called a bear market. Hex is up 700%. Bitcoin's down 33%. We already have the facts. We already have the evidence. We already have the data. And I have more. So if what you were saying was true, and that Hex's fundamentals were inferior to Ethereum's, and their narrative changing meme of world computer and DAO and unstoppable computing and all that crap, if that was actually more sticky, their price chart would be better. But you can go to lookintohex.com and you can compare Hex's price chart from its first day, not even the dip, the first day, not the 85% dip the first month. And so it's 10x less than it would otherwise be. Hex is currently outperforming both Bitcoin and Ethereum from their launch days when they used to pump the hardest. Hex is still beating them now, after an 80% dip. So all the math indicates the opposite of what you're saying. You're just used to so much price performance in Hex that like when you get a dip, like a 6.5 month dip, you think like, oh man, this ain't killing. And then you look at a chart, it's still killing. It's still killing. There's no way that you thought that Hex was still today after this dip doing 19 times better than Bitcoin. There's no way. But I published the chart. I published the evidence. I published the data. Go to lookintohex.com and click it. We've outperformed every single coin since launch.
But by percentages, you're smaller projects, so it's supposed to be that way. Every smaller project's outcompeting.
No, but back then they were small projects too. Back then they were small projects too.
But if you compare Ethereum to Hex right now in this recent dip, in this recent, you're beating them, but the percentages, like if we want to compare numbers, like the percentages are worse than Ethereum. Ethereum's down like 48%. Hex is down a little bit more, right?
No, but no, let me disprove this idea as well.
Yeah, no, because I want to know. Because
you're going to learn. I'm telling you. I'm going to teach you stuff no one else is teaching.
Hey, I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, so I'm going to ask you the hard ones, man.
That's fine. These aren't hard. Okay. I mean, they're not hard for me.
Okay.
Everyone talks about distance from the top.
Yeah.
Then you look at the chart and you ask yourself, how many people bought up there? How many hours did they have to buy that? And how many hours did they have to buy everywhere else lower? And then where did most people buy? And therefore aren't most people wildly in profit? So now I'll present to you 2 options. You have Bitcoin that you buy it at 5K in 2017. It goes up to 20K and then it just flatlines and goes sideways the whole time. It's at all-time high constantly. It goes up $1 every day. Bitcoin's at all-time high. Bitcoin's at all-time high. Bitcoin's at all-time high. Bitcoin's at all-time high. That's awesome. That's great. Congratulations, man. Good investment. Now, we'll compare that world where it went from 5 to 20 and just stayed flat at 20 and then went up $1 a day for fun. So you could brag about new all-time high every day. And then we have this other world, the real world, where instead it went from 20 to 3 and then from 3 to 69 and then 69 to 40 and then, or actually it went 20 to 3, 3 to 14, 14 to 38, 38 to 65, 65 to 39, 39 to 69, and then 69 down to like 41 or something, if my memory holds. In that world, you would be very sad because you'd be measuring your distance from the top, and it went up to 69K, and then it dropped 55% twice. It dropped 55% from 65, and then it dropped 55% from 69. You would be very sad because it dropped 55% twice. But in the other reality where it didn't drop, it just stayed at 20 the whole time. So would you rather have Bitcoin that dropped 55% twice and now sits near 50, or would you rather have new all-time highs every day, but it's at 20? Serious question.
Wait, ask it one more time.
Sure. We have the real world where Bitcoin went up to 65. I called the top. It dropped 55%.
Yeah.
It went and made a Judas candle 6% higher to 69, and then it dropped another 55%.
Yeah.
And now it sits at about 50. Maybe it sits at like 42 or something. Where is it at right now?
So you're saying would you want
42.6.
more percentage appreciation?
What I'm saying is volatility is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset. And if you're going to cry like a bitch because it went up and then went back down, but landed way fucking higher,
I agree.
It's way better that it went up real high and then dipped than it didn't go up real high and just stayed flat the whole frickin' time at all-time highs every day. Because all-time highs every day at 20K sucks balls compared to 69 dropped to 50 or 40. 40 is more than 20.
I do this for a living. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So if you're looking at assets that run up 1,000,000%, which is what HEX did, 1,000,000%, and then you cry because it canceled out a 5x by doing an 80% dip, who cares when you make it up with another 5x? It already did 10,000x. Do you think it's hard for something that does a 10,000x to do another 5x? It's not.
I think the point I'm trying to make is not about like comparing and contrasting the percentages. It's more about like,
no, if you're in crypto
HEX
and you're measuring the distance from the top, you're an idiot. There's no hope for you if you're measuring the distance from the top. Because if you're measuring the distance from the top, you're ignoring the much more common, much more massive distance from the bottom.
Yeah.
So
but Bitcoin's older.
Yeah.
The distance from the bottom of Bitcoin would be very significant as well if you look at it.
Just choose a shorter time frame.
Yeah, I agree. To make money, HEX is the way. The original question was...
I'm not talking about HEX. What I'm talking about has absolutely nothing to do with HEX at all. Okay. Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
The HEX specific things are, you can compare our entire chart to their strongest possible chart, which is when they launched, and we're beating them. You can compare when we launched to their performance since we launched, and we're absolutely slaughtering them because they made less gains now than they used to. Bitcoin's down for a year. To find Bitcoin down for a year, like it's sucky now. It's not good performance now. But Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin threefold since the COVID dip. Bitcoin went up like 20x, and Ethereum went up like 60x, and HEX went up like 1,000x. So the issue is, what percentage of people bought the top? A very small percentage compared to the people that didn't buy the top, because they're usually bluff tops. And so the amount of hours that you had to buy that are very few. Second, what matters is the run-ups matter much more than the dips from the top. I'll give you an example. Straight up scam coins. GameStop, AMC. Even after they dip hard as heck, still way higher up from the bottom had you bought them early. Dogecoin, I'm sitting here doing for narrative metrics the thing I'm telling you you're an idiot to do. So I'm saying, boy, doesn't Elon Musk feel stupid because he got everyone to buy the top when he was on Saturday Night Live, and now it's like down 80%. But let me let you in on a secret. It's still up massive if you got in early. Mm-hmm. Way more than Bitcoin. And so if you, if you're in crypto and you're just looking at distance from the top, you're dumb. Because after these 80% blow-offs, that only cancels out a 5x. Yeah. And HEX did a 10,000x before staking. 20,000x with staking or more, depending on how long you staked for. So it's like, so first of all, we've outperformed Ethereum because Ethereum dropped 95% when it was listed everywhere, by the way. It was as liquid as you could imagine. It was listed everywhere. It dropped 95%. Bitcoin dropped 85%, and it had been around 7 years already. We have not dropped 95%. And we've basically just dropped like 86%. We think we dropped 86% for big payday when everyone got paid 30% extra coins are being staked one day. Yeah, you might get a dip. You ever increase your Bitcoin stack 30% for holding it a day? No, it's never happened. And so the price chart, you don't see that a big part of that 86% dip that day is actually canceled out by all the free coins you got. So, like, the charts say that HEX outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum from any time frame that you could dream, including their strongest ones when they'd first launched. It outperforms them even insanely harder if you measure from the bottom, because we dipped 85% in the first month when we launched. And it outperforms them insanely hard when you compare when we launched till now, because Ethereum and Bitcoin hasn't pumped as hard. I mean, bro, if you go on Coin Paprika and you sort by 1 year performance, we're number 3 of all the coins in the top 100. You're like, we can't do better. Like, this is the one thing that's funny about interviews is I have like the best performing coin ever, but I'm fielding questions like, bro, the Pumpamentals ain't that good. People ain't holding. You're like, bro, wait a second. Don't I have the best performing coin ever? Like, this is a weird question. But it's like, have you stopped beating your wife yet kind of question. Like, you lose the narrative frame on it, even though, like, I won. Like, the coin went up. It's the best performing coin just on price. And then you also get paid just to sit with no overhead costs. No, you don't have to pay for servers. You don't have to pay for hardware. You just lock it and sit there, and you're making money every day. So, like, I think the Pumpamentals and HEX are 100% proven by the rate at which we're on-ramping new users, by the shape of the price charts, by the liquidity. The liquidity's as high as it's ever been. The price, it bounced, it went from 55 cents to 10 cents, and then it went up to 20, and now it went down to like 15. We're probably, I don't know, 12 or 14 or something now. Like, and you're going to get all your coins on another network soon.
Yeah.
And like a ton of people, like, I don't know how we could do better.
It's super weird because you're right. Like, from every metric you're winning, I think, like, again.
Oh, but I'll give you one more point. Our narrative meme of if you hold, you get paid more in the future is more powerful than World Computer, is more powerful than Unstoppable Computer, is more powerful than peer-to-peer digital cash. People knowing that they're going to get more of what they already value in the future is a more powerful meme than any of that crap. And I think that's part of the reason why our price charts beat their price charts. Because you can't beat that meme. Everything else disappears. Oh, you bought a game? You're playing a game? Guess what? People are going to get bored of that game. Oh, you bought a token with what do you call it? Hourglass token that taxes people when they send their coins around. The opposite of efficiency. You want low fees? You want efficiency? A coin that taxes you is the opposite of that. That's maximum fees. That's maximum inefficiency. How do those all go? They all get wrecked.
Yeah.
So you go through all these memes. You're like, how about these L1 ghost chains? Wrecked. So our meme of get paid more by waiting, it's really extremely powerful. And by the way, there's another Pumpamental here that people don't realize. The deals you get by getting your shares now when the prices are cheap become unavailable to people in the future. So if you compare the ROI of getting in now to the ROI people will get later, their ROIs are much lower. So when I advertise that HEX has an average ROI of like 39%, 37%, depends on the day, 40%, but like basically it's like 37% for a year now. That's if you had gotten your shares earlier. That's what people already in the system are getting. But you as a new person, you're getting less because that share price is higher now. And that continues to go that way into the future. It gets harder and harder to get these shares cheap because the price only goes up in HEX terms. The share price only goes up in HEX terms, which is how we simulate compounding interest, which is how the people that are already in forever have an advantage of people that are newer participants. So if you were to just stake for a year, I think your APY is like 15%. And then next year it'll probably be less. But here's the thing you have to remember. That's APY in HEX terms. You got to multiply that by the HEX appreciation.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of the appreciation is in the price appreciation. Oh, great, you made 15% by staking your HEX for a year. But the price went up 1,000,000%. What's bigger, 15 or 1,000,000?
Yeah.
So
Appreciation. It's
yeah.
always the case with the staking and stuff. I think we lost the point a little bit though. So like, is that why you're making PulseChain? Because like you got the pumpamentals.
Well, no, but PulseChain has staking. It just doesn't have a time component.
So you got the pumpamentals, but then you're also adding in the element of like real utility, which is you can make contracts on this chain, right?
Yeah.
So like, you don't think that would be better for price appreciation in the long run, like 20 years from now, compared to just hold the number go up?
Well, nobody knows. Nobody
I don't
knows.
think anyone knows.
It's not knowable.
There's like a slight indication that like,
no, it's not knowable.
For example, go ahead.
I'll tell you why it's not knowable. So the HEX chat room, after existing for 2.5 years or more, actually, it's probably been around for 3 years now. It has 38,000 members in it. The PulseChain chat room has like 62,000 members in it. So it has 50% more members. Why? I think it's an easier to understand product.
Yeah.
And I think the world's largest free airdrop that gives you a copy of all of your coins, I think that's a very compelling use case.
That's what got me attracted, to be honest. I want
yeah.
free money.
Yeah. And so I think, so it doesn't have the time locking component, which I would consider like less of a pumpamental, but it does have an easier on-ramping for users because it touches so many more new communities and it is an easier to understand product. So Ethereum, but no inflation, no burning up the environment, burns fees. People get that really easy. Like that's super easy to understand. HEX is harder for people to understand because nothing like it. Like you have to learn. And then PulseX, like we know that AMMs are successful and burning the fees to the tune of 22%. It's going to be great. Like that. So these are known excellent business models that are extremely profitable and have tons of users currently. So there's I don't think there's a doubt that it's going to work. I mean, people are murdering the testnet with transactions. People want.
I've never seen
Pulse.
a testnet get adopted like this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's really
crazy.
exciting. Like,
and actually,
That's
they're
close,
the first
man.
person I've seen actually promote the actual testnet this aggressive too, which I think is like really.
well, I've never
good
even done a video on it. It's just
it's on the website. I don't know if you made the website or not, but whoever made the
it's
website,
on the website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like directly on there.
Yeah.
And I think
I mean, we
it's
could
really
make
smart.
it easier. We could just turn on the button that switches networks for you. So I mean, if I wanted people to like hit that harder, I could just turn on the button that you click and it pops open your MetaMask and says, "Do you want to switch networks?" That button's the code's there. I could just uncomment it and it would reappear. So like, probably should do that at some point.
Yeah, it'd probably be smart.
We're like we have enough to chew on with the SAC totals right now that I don't need like more kind of wishy-washy bug report stuff. Like we're good for now. Because what happens is when you let more noob people, they just say more noob things.
Yeah.
And you're like, we don't need more noob stuff. We need the hard stuff. Yeah, so when you basically the question is, what is going to overperform? HEX, Pulse, or PulseX? Bro, I don't know. And I don't think anyone can know. I don't think
just
it's
get them
knowable.
all. Just get them all. Not financial advice.
Yeah, I don't think it's knowable.
I think that from my perspective, I made a whole bunch of money and then I was kind of not incentivized to re-lock it up. I was like, I'd rather just go to PulseChain or PulseX because it's like the new thing. And maybe it's because it's shiny.
And what happens when they're not the new thing anymore? Where does the money go?
There's
Maybe
probably
it goes
gonna be
back to
something
HEX.
else.
Well, that's the thing is it's like the value proposition of getting more later is never going to get stale. It's not if you've got product market fit, which we do.
But it's like a comfort thing in a certain extent because like, again, I research a lot of projects and when I'll be honest, when I first research HEX, it's kind of scary at first. I think it's scary for people that invest for a living. The random person, this narrative is amazing, so make money for free. But people that invest for a living and understand these things and these variables, it is scary. It's a little bit like, okay, this is only made to pump. Like that's all it's made for.
Yeah, but you don't.
I'm just telling you from a perspective. Like,
no, but like you have to free yourself.
This is where the negativity comes from. Am I wrong?
No, but like that mindset that is the only reason anyone buys any of this stuff. You
I
have to be
agree,
real
but
with
it's almost like
yourself.
a noble sense. Like I didn't like
No,
when I
but you
bought
have to shake
Ethereum.
yourself free of that crap.
I agree. Look, I face my fears, man. I face
Yeah.
my fears. Like I'm 26. Like I have a lot ahead of me. I've spent so much money trying to build businesses. Trust me, I do that. But
Like
what I'm trying to explain to
if someone said to me, Richard, or like, do NFTs pump? I ain't gonna say no, because people have
yeah,
made money on that crap. Do meme coins pump? I ain't gonna say no, because people made money on that crap. And then so you just have to look at like, okay, why did people make money on that crap? Because people buy it, and then they on-ramp new users, and they have more users now than they did then. And so it left a float where people just didn't want to sell at a loss or whatever, and it just made the bottom higher. And then now you just have like why should LTC still exist? It's garbage. Like why? You know, why should so many of these coins exist? Like most of these coins should just be dead, but they just aren't. You know what I'm saying?
because people think they're gonna go up in the future.
And then they might
They hold on to it.
So what I'm saying is like the most powerful narrative, and the only reason anything in cryptocurrency goes up is because people buy and hold it. People invent narrative meme excuses why people think that they should buy and hold it. Internally, I can tell that you like utility. So you're less likely to buy meme coin. You're less likely to buy an NFT.
Not even close. I made a lot of money off of Shiba Inu.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be a realist. I'm just trying to be a realist because
Well,
if we want to talk
there
about
is no better
narrative,
sales pitch than get paid more later. See, the difference
that's
is
kind of
meme.
the
All these
Bitcoin
other
sales
coins
pitch,
are
right?
buy it and right, but the difference is that it's not guaranteed. So
It's
if
not, but it has the oldest. It's like the OG. It's like the big one. It makes people feel a little bit more safe. It makes people feel a little bit more safe. I think safety is a big element. You can't, like for example, if you're in fitness, you can't just want to go, take a whole bunch of steroids because you could lose it really quick too. I think everything kind of works if you put your might
but the
and will
safety
and you're smart
comes from
enough.
getting yield from doing nothing. If
Again.
the hex price is just flat, you're making 15% a year if you started today, and 37% a year on average had you started earlier. If the price is flat, that's good ROI. If you bought Bitcoin, you're down a third. So like if you like safety, the price ROI of hex is safety. You're getting it.
But I think part of the safety is that Bitcoin's been out for a long time. I think that's part of the safety. And I also think when it
8-track
comes to
tapes were out
narratives,
for a long time, bro.
huh?
8-track tapes were out for a long time. Cassette tapes were out for a long time.
I have no Bitcoin. I have no Bitcoin. I agree with you. I'm just telling you from a branding. I have zero Bitcoin. Okay. But
Hey,
from a
let's wait
branding
till so I'm just saying, man, if you don't believe hex can pump, bro, like
I believe it
go
can.
look at the liquidity, look at how
I
much is
just
for
gotta
sale.
hit you with something nobody else hit you
I
with.
hear
Like
you.
I just have to.
I'm
I gotta
just
do
saying,
it.
I think that the price performance of hex could really still blow people's minds because there ain't much for sale. And the demand is as good as it's ever been. And I don't know. We have the most users we've ever had, but the price used to be higher. But the price may have been higher because there was another reason. Like you could sacrifice it, and then if the price was higher, you could sacrifice for more. There's other stuff going on, right? Yeah. So like, if someone made like a $20 million market buy of hex, I think the price would like 10x, 10x or 20x or something like that. And we do see like we've had people double the hex price in a candle before. And we know that there's people that have this much money in the hex ecosystem. I think
they're waiting for PulseChain, man. I think they're waiting for PulseChain.
They might be.
I am.
But how long can they wait? Because if you want to get your coins doubled on two chains, you got to own them on the first chain. If you don't own hex on Ethereum network, you ain't getting no free hex on the Pulse network.
That's true.
So if you want to double your hex stack, you got to own hex before the fork. Period.
All right, but I got to get out of you. All right. So if there's nothing's perfect in life, I think you can agree to that. So what is the con in hex? What's the con? What's the hard part about hex?
You still have to buy Ethereum.
Disagree with it. The reputational damage.
No, but that's opportunity. The fact that it's being gate-kept everywhere. No. This is factual. The fact that it's gate-kept everywhere gives you extra upside. This is the same reason that buying Bitcoin when it was listed nowhere except Mt. Gox, one place, and had no liquidity, and all the coins are owned by one guy, those are the best times to buy Bitcoin. And so when HEX is maximum gate kept and listed nowhere, that's maximum opportunity. If it was like Bitcoin and the world's richest guy already bought it, and the second or third richest guy in Mexico, or maybe the first richest guy in Mexico already bought it, and nation states already made it legal, guess what, buddy? You're at the top of the S curve. You ain't an early adopter no more, 13 years in. So when you talk about HEX being gate kept, that's extra opportunity, not extra risk. The things that you could say are hard is because we're only on the Ethereum network now, it costs too much to on-ramp a new user. There shouldn't be a $30 penalty to on-ramp from Uniswap. That sucks. PulseChain will solve that. You could also say, I think that's the only. I think high gas fees are like the only thing that would have sucked about HEX, and basically the gas fees have come down a lot, depending on whether some NFT guys are murdering the network at the time. If you catch the gas when NFT guys are murdering the network, it's like $1,000 to send Ethereum and like $3,000 to send an ERC20. You're like, what is this crap? It's
scary.
Why are you incentivizing people to murder the networks? Why don't you guys design your protocols better, you idiots? I could teach them how to do it, but I'd rather keep the secrets to myself. Or they can just launch on PulseChain. Some NFT launched a few days ago, spent 16 million on Ethereum, either 16 or 24, I can't remember which. It might have been 24. Let's call it 24. They spent $24 million in gas to mine $8 million worth of NFTs. Does that seem efficient? Stupid.
Nah, not at all.
So stupid. PulseChain will solve that for them. So the only thing that I could say that may suck about HEX is the gas fees were high like a couple months ago. They're lower now. Like 30 is better than 90. It's like people are having to pay 90 to do Uniswap swaps. Now they're like 30. They might even be 15 now. I'll go check, actually. There's no reason for me to guess about this stuff.
Yeah, I do agree. Ethereum holds everybody
It's
back
$20 right now to do a no. Yeah, it's $20 to do a swap. So it used to be 90, now it's 20. And then Pulse will make it 2 cents. And then the liquidity, right? Like if you've got $100 million of HEX you want to sell, you need to do that slow or you're going to murder the price. So you need to beat the liquidity and set limit orders and wait a while. But if you got 100 you want to murder the price with, you could go do that anywhere else. But this is a side effect of the basic principle behind HEX is that the velocity of money is in indirect proportion to the value. Higher velocity, lower value. Lower velocity, higher value. Why did Bitcoin price go up so much? Can't do anything with it. Just sit on it. Can't do anything with it. Can't spend it anywhere. Price went to the moon. So, and this is, well-established economic theory, considered fact by most, that if you can lower the velocity of money, it becomes more rare, becomes more valuable. Oh. And that's what my protocols are designed to do. So HEX lowers the velocity by getting people to lock it up, and many people restake. You might not have restaked, but most people do. Which is how you have a price.
I restaked a little bit, not the majority of it. I restaked a little bit though.
You'll feel bad because you're never going to get those T-shares or like it. When has buying an 80% dip in HEX ever not worked out? Like it's always worked out wonderfully thus far. And we've had
but it only went down like one time, 80%, right?
No, it's gone. Let's pull it up real quick.
Like when you first launched, like you saying, or whatever the case is.
Well, it's dropped 65, 70%, 6-7 times. Easy.
Oh, okay. And it comes back up.
So it's better than Bitcoin. It's better than Ethereum. It monetizes the only thing anyone really cares about, which is buying and holding. The only thing that affects prices is buying and holding. Everything else is a story. Buying and holding is what causes prices to go up. And HEX directly monetizes that. And it's clean, it's pure, it's secure. I like it.
Simple. I like it. I agree with most of what you're saying. I just think that the Ethereum gas fees is a problem through the board. I'm talking about specific problems that
there aren't
guys
any other
have.
ones.
I think the reputational damage is the thing. I don't see any other project getting any negativity at all. Like in the level that you get negativity.
Yeah,
This is clear.
but
This is very clear.
we all listen. There's also profit in that as well.
Yeah, of course.
So when I post a picture of me
they don't
looking
censor
sad in a
projects on
private jet,
CoinMarketCap.
so I was in a private jet,
Yeah.
had my two 20,000 Louis Vuitton bags. These are probably 25 grand in the U.S.
Did you actually put anything in them though? Is there anything? In
Yeah, when I'm actually traveling, I fill them up. They're durable. But like now it's just empty. It's just a battery in there. But they're durable. Like you can use them. So, and I do. So I'm in this private jet, cost $10,000 an hour to run. And then I'm just sitting there solo with two bags next to me to flex, right? And I put on like a sad Pablo face because I knew it'd be meme worthy. It's like, oh, look, this guy's got everything, but he's sad, you know? It worked out. Like it actually, because I took a bunch of other happy photos. I didn't publish those ones. I published one later, just to be like, hey guys, chill, I'm fine. Like, don't worry about me, I'm good. But haters, so one hater posted like caption this, and then all the other haters on their own Twitter accounts posted it individually in their own thread with their funny caption. And so I got like a ton of free press off of that one pretty cool image that was meme worthy. If people didn't hate on me, never would they have published that. They wouldn't, right? So like,
I agree.
We have, yes, we get less traffic from CoinMarketCap by being on page 3, but there is some stuff that helps cancel that out. There are some portion of people that believes in low market cap gems. And for us to be on page 3, they're like, oh, look at this chart. It just goes up and to the right and it's on page 3. And so, yeah, we lose like mass traffic by being above the fold on page 1, but we do get some back from being a low market cap gem on page 3. And yes, we do lose some traffic from not being listed a lot of places, but we do get free hate value. And so people that hate us promote us by accident. Regardless, it's upside, bro. I get like, if HEX, how do I say this? I think the only thing really standing between us and like proper ranking on CoinMarketCap is just more listings in centralized exchanges, which put more users' funds at risk because crypto was invented to get rid of middlemen. But for some reason, that company only rewards people that have extra counterparty risk and deal with more middlemen. So they incentivize people to do the wrong thing. I think if HEX picked up one large exchange listing, they'd probably stick on the front page. My gut feeling, just guessing. But who knows? Maybe that once that lawsuit hits, maybe they won't do that anymore, or maybe they'll just do it because of the lawsuit. I don't know.
Or maybe they just go to coinpix.io, you know, and have to worry about it.
There you go. How do you how do you say it again?
Coinpix.io.
See, you got that homophone in there, bro. So now how do I spell pix? It's an X.
It's like the regular
CK?
like pix, like you pick something.
CK.
Yeah,
CKS. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried to look for some. It's hard to find good brand names.
They're all taken.
Yeah,
Good luck getting a 3-letter dictionary.com. You know how good of a logo and brand HEX is? It's the most futuristic shape. Every new future movie is covered in hexagons. The brand is its own. It's a picture of a hexagon. It's a hex. It's like you can't. The brand is perfect. The logo is perfect. It shows exponential growth up and to the right. This on its own. I mean, we've seen so many tattoos. If our logo was ugly, I don't think you'd see so many awesome tattoos. I think HEX is pre-viral. We only have,
I think so too,
a maximum of 100,000 stakers. I think less, actually. Let me go look.
I think so too. I mean, I know a lot of people like in the music industry and stuff, and I mean, the hate works, man. It really does. Like, they say it for a reason. Like, you know.
Oh, you're right.
They say it for a reason. Like all the rappers say it for a reason, and but like there's like you see these certain people, and maybe they're just outliers that like get destroyed. Like there's certain people that get destroyed, and it doesn't really work out for them.
Sure.
But the vast majority of the time,
we went up 1,000,000% with it before staking.
Yeah, you didn't get destroyed.
We did all right.
It worked.
I think we did okay.
It worked. Yeah, and there's some other coins that did get destroyed.
Well, the other thing is like bro. We have more than the best price chart. Like we like dominate Twitter. dominate it.
Yeah, no, I
And
agree.
this
I
is,
started post one thing about Hex, it's over. It's like it's crazy.
bro, I see somebody else tweet and I go on the tweet and it's already, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a million hexagons here already because I don't have to type anything, you know? And that's
Yeah.
not, I never told anyone like go start a Twitter account. I never said that. There's no setup guide on the website. It's like go start a Twitter account and tell people stuff. This is grassroots passion from the users. I mean, look, man,
Like,
we got a 3,500 horsepower Lamborghini that won TX2K 22 in Texas, 233 mile an hour in the mile. Champion car. I didn't have anything to do with it. We got we got a PulseChain and a HEX.com race car in GT racing in the UK right now. I was watching those videos yesterday. I had nothing to do with it. We had a HEX NASCAR. I had nothing to do with it. So like, hexagons are driven, passionate, smart, and want to get the word out. And so, you know, I've met billionaires that were introduced and participated in things I like, introduced by hexagons. And that this grassroots hexagons onboarding hexagons thing, you can't gatekeep it. Yeah. As long as people can talk to each other and share feelings with each other and share a drink with each other, you can't stop it. And so I really believe we're pre-viral. There's just only maximum of 100,000 stakers, period. That's not many people, man. It's really not. So what happens when there's barely any hex for sale? What happens when we put on another 100,000? And the price of crypto keeps going up in general. You're just, and we've got easier on-ramps, and we've got direct listings. And like, these things that you could call negative now are just extra price potential. Yeah. It's hard. It's weird as a speculator. It's really weird. Like, yeah.
You can't really like gauge.
Bitcoin's the best known. How's the price chart? Sucks. Yeah. Bitcoin's the most decentralized. How's the price chart?
Okay.
Sucks.
I have a good one. So like, for example, Charles Hoskinson and Cardano's narrative, right? Peer-reviewed research paper. This is obviously the narrative. Like, it's like super robust.
Yeah.
Right.
How did their smart contracts go? Super wrecked.
Yeah, no, they did. It was pretty. Shh! Don't say that too loud, man. Don't say that.
Can you sell that crap for stable yet? Do they even have stable on their network to dump it for?
I don't even know. I don't like. I'm a massive MetaMask user. I haven't even used anything. On Cardano, but like the narrative worked though. You could say the narrative kind of worked because they have like they're very very passionate following, right? Like,
all that matters is people buy and hold. XRP price went up because people thought, oh, banks are going to come. But if they have to change the narrative one day, the price could still go up. Like, this is the key takeaway I'm trying to give you. The only thing that matters is that people buy and hold, and these narrative meme excuses are interchangeable. Bitcoin changed it twice. Ethereum changed it twice. Bitcoin's price went up 600 million %, 690 million %.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Like, it's not bad. So like, you just have to. The thing is, I don't want people to get wrecked. And if you lose your money, you're out of the game. I don't want you to get rug pulled. I don't want you to buy a meme coin that goes to zero. I don't want you to buy an NFT to go to zero. I know there are good things out there that I have designed that are good things. They have product market fit. They're well-intentioned, well-designed, great communities behind them. I feel bad that people would take risks in ways where they just lose everything. Like you buy Squid Game. Hey, you lost all your money. It's all gone. It's over. It's just, if my users never see a coin ranking website, I'm happy. If my users never buy anything that launches on PulseChain, that's actually better for the tickers that are here. So like take Vitalik, right? Do you see Vitalik shilling ERC20s? Nope. Why? Because he don't own no ERC20s. He doesn't even yield farm. His Ethereum just sits there. So why doesn't he do that? Because people tend to shill what they own. So why would he shill what he doesn't own? To drive up adoption, to drive up fees, to make miners more rich? He's not a miner. So from my perspective, why would I shill coins that aren't Pulse, PulseChain, PulseX, HEX. I said Pulse.
Is that all you
PulseChain,
own?
the other two.
You don't own anything else?
I never talk about what I might or might not have. I'm very tactical.
That's
So
fine. That's fine.
it's so why so like so when people are like, should I use PulseChain? I'm like, yes. Should I build a project? Go ahead. I'll tell them like probably make more just buying a coin, but if you just want to do it, fine, go ahead. So for instance, that coin that was airdropped to Hexicans, I don't talk about it much. Why? If they bring on new users from outside the world that aren't already Hexicans, that can drive up the Hex price. But if they just leech Hexicans and get them to sell Hex for something else, that just hurts the Hex price. And so if people are building projects around PulseChain, I want you to go get your own users from out in the world that aren't already the users I already have in the ticker symbols that I invented. Because all that can do is bring extra value to my tickers, because some of those other people might like some of the stuff. It's not in my interest to take my users and have them victimized by whatever your new flavor of the day is, because I've seen this before. There's some project called HEX Money. Took a bunch of Hexicans' money. They lost all their money and got nothing in return. And we've seen targeted attacks on Hexicans with new projects that promise them the sky and the star and the sun and the moon and all that. And guess what? They lose all their money. And so we developed over, the first year, we learned if you're in a Hex chat room, we're talking about one thing, Hex. You're in a Hex trading chat, we're talking about one thing, Hex. Yeah. We ain't talking about Bitcoin. We ain't talking about Ethereum. We ain't talking about other coins. And it seems like censorship, but it's not. It's just curation. You want to talk about other coins? They got chant rooms. Go over there. You want to talk about Forge? Go to the Ford Reddit. You don't talk about Chevy in the Ford Reddit. So like, otherwise no one would be able to talk about anything. It'd just be all spam and shills all day long. And so the unique position about this is there are good things happening in my ecosystem, and I will talk about the ones that are getting users from elsewhere, maybe, that aren't leeching my users. Because that hurts. If you leech my users, it hurts my users. What, I'm going to sell my ticker and buy something else? Well, what happens to everyone that has my ticker? So, that's the other thing I love about this ecosystem is that it's all self-reinforcing. PulseX helps PulseChain. PulseChain helps Hex. Wallet will help all of them. Compounding, making this critical mass ball. It's really great. And it's one of the reasons why I don't particularly, it's like why I'm not that excited to do a social website. It's like, well, how does that?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
If it were more likely to succeed, I'd be more in a rush to do it. But like, it's a very hard game, and a lot of people tried it. Google tried it; they failed. Google failed. Like, what happened to Google Plus? It was gone.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What happened to like AIM? What happened to AOL Instant Messenger? It's gone. What happened to ICQ? It's gone. They're just gone. They're gone. Oh, what happened to MySpace? Gone. Man, this business kind of seems like it sucks. What's going on here? You know what I mean? So like, jumping in, I could probably make it work, but this other stuff amplifies harder up front. At least when I have a URL, you're not going to have to ask how to spell it. I'm telling you. Odyssey. Odyssee. Okay, man. I can think of 4 other ways to spell that.
Yeah.
So what else we got? Hard hit me. Anything else?
I mean, that's the biggest problem I see, man. There's not really that many problems, to be honest, on Hex. I think just the hate is a big thing that kind of like, there's so much of it.
But
that
hold
it
on.
kind of
Let me ask you another question.
Me a little bit.
Let me ask you another question. You look at the 2 sacrifice addresses, PulseX, PulseChain.
Yeah.
I seen 660 million stable sitting in this. Where'd all that money come from?
Yeah, no, I agree. It didn't move. All the people that were talking
every hater.
Every hater. Yeah, I know the story. And it convinced me a little bit. I was like, dang, there's so many people against them. There has to be something, correct here or something.
That's a lot of money, bro.
I know. It hasn't moved. It's still there.
Well, I think some of it's moved. Like the Hex moved. But it's just new addresses. It's not like going to exchanges, right?
Yeah. No one's selling it.
Right. So like I'm telling you, I know a bunch of influencers that sacrificed. Ivan, Carl, BitBoy.
Why don't they don't want to talk about it?
ran.
Why
They
don't
do a
wanna
little
talk about
bit. They will when
Well,
it comes out, man. Like maybe they want to bite a dip. Like some people think they'll be able to get it, more. It's like when it comes out, I think everyone's gonna be very happy.
I think they're scared.
Well, of what? I mean,
They're scared. Let's be real. They're scared.
do what?
From
We just
coming
gonna
from
kill
an
Ethereum or what?
They're scared that things can probably blow up. I mean, it's like the same risk of everything, but
I think we're golden, bro.
I think you're golden too. I mean, I'm talking.
I mean,
about it.
look.
I'm not scared, right? I made
Yeah.
a couple of videos. So I'm not scared, but I'm just telling you from what I see from their perspective. Like I think I saw a clip of Bitboy where he specifically said,
Oh, you talking about the backlash, like?
yeah,
Sure.
the backlash,
Yeah.
maybe something blowing up, maybe
look,
something
man.
happening.
Here's how that goes. First, they laugh at you. Then they
Yep.
fight you. Then you win, and they go, "Yeah, we supported you the whole time." So we're at that like we won crossroads. It's
Somebody
like
needs to like snip that, throw it on Twitter or something.
yeah,
somebody-
that's where we're at, man. So 100% perfect flawless operation, 1,000,000% returns, still stronger price performance than Ethereum, still better performance. We're the top three coins, the top three for the last year. This is the math. This is the fact. 365 days ago, the price was 7 times lower. On Bitcoin, the price was higher. So like these are the facts, man. These are the facts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now we got NASCAR, race cars, famous people getting in. I got Playboy models messaging me to do live interviews. So now I've got an interview scheduled with a Playboy model. This girl's hot, dude. I'm talking hot, painfully hot.
When
But
is
she's
it, though? When
smart.
is
So
it?
like she just messaged me and was like, "Yeah, I really like this. Seen a bunch of your videos. Really like what you're doing." And like, if you got an audience, man, I'll do a stream with you. So that's scheduled for a month from now, like a month and 10 days from now. But I don't know where. But I got to figure out the logistics of doing I'll do it on my channel if she wants, or it's really up to her. She's got more followers than I got. And this is me without. Like, so here's the stuff I need, like infrastructure, public relations management, somebody booking my interviews. Why am I editing my own website? Like I don't have a capital problem. I just have a people doing what they'll say they'll do problem, right? Like I hate when people jack me for money and I pay them and they don't do it. I will not get jacked. So I want people that do what they say they're going to do. Old me from 20 years ago would be just like scale, 10x everything. And I would just eat the burn. I don't want to do that now. I want to feel good. I want to work with people I like. I want to,
I actually want to dive a little bit deeper on that because I'm young, man. And I think to a certain extent, I was on that, like I was doing that. Like
Yeah.
I was just throwing away money and like maybe like somebody could benefit from this. So like, what do you mean by that? Like,
well, you are not the number of employees you had. So I used to have 150 employees. And
Yeah.
then you discover like it's better if you have no employees, to tell the truth. They can do awesome stuff with their day. They can build awesome careers and stuff, and you don't consume their time, and you don't have to consume space in an office. And then just like my mindset as to what it was to be an effective capitalist changed. Because like when you're young, bigger is better, more gross is better. You're like, nah, actually more net is better.
Yes.
And so you focus on different metrics, and it's like people when they get started out in venture capital and they're just like, or they get started out in business and they want to get as much funding as they can. And you're like, bro, that's like actually worse. You're going to spend more time trying to spend the money instead of just doing your core competency that works now. So like do the thing that works and don't spend your time trying to do the 10 things that maybe work, which I guarantee you they mostly will not. And then, so once you become like wise and I've run 10 different businesses, man. And so I've seen them work, I've seen them not work. And I've got there's just decisions that I make that are killer. Like world's biggest airdrop, that decision right there, that one little turn, that's everything, man.
I think there's a lot of projects that copied you after it, to be honest.
I ain't got, where's my free coins, bro?
PulseChain,
Tell me where my free coins is and I'll
it's
go
free
sell
money,
them.
man. But PulseChain, do you get, like, for example, I
Everything.
haven't done enough research, but do I get my whole wallet copied?
Everything.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And we're going to
I think that's a
incentivize
little-
people to add value to those coins you're getting for free by giving them an extra token to put liquidity, bridge in your ERC20, pair it with your free PRC20, and then you should have less impermanent loss because they're two same ticker, same code.
And there's no penalty if you withdraw,
No.
just like normal, like V2,
Yeah.
like Uniswap. Okay, then that's crazy.
Yeah, so you're gonna be able to bridge in your ERC20. So let's say you got Link, or let's say SHIB, because we had like $2 or $3 million of SHIB sacrifices, just for PulseX. So let's say SHIB comes in, you got your SHIB on the Ethereum network, you bridge it with your free SHIB on the Pulse network, or I'm sorry, you bridge in your Ethereum SHIB, you pair it with your free PRC20 SHIB. Now you're on the PulseX SHIB pair. It would really be called eSHIB and SHIB. SHIB on the Pulse chain, eSHIB on the Ethereum bridged in. And you're going to make 0.22% on the fees, on the trades. And then you're also going to get an extra incentive token because we want you to bridge in that value to back up the value to make all these PRC20s valuable. Because what if we've got, so we got your JPEG, your logo, we got your code on our chain, same exact code. We got your ticker symbol, and we got liquidity. Now, do you want to go trade on the Ethereum network and pay $30 or $20 a swap? Or do you want to trade on our network and pay 2 cents a swap? Your call. And so I think we're going to be able to reduce Ethereum's fees and help Ethereum be a better network by getting rid of the load on it, by loading up our network, which has way higher throughput, way less, no environmental destruction. It's just better. It's good for both networks. I think it'll be good for Ethereum, and it'll be good for Pulse. And we've already seen this with other chains, except those are less efficient. So like Polygon tried to do this. It's, as you said, it's price pumped hard as heck. Every L1 Ethereum competitor has done very well because that's where all the fees are and that's where all the users are, Ethereum. And so it's the easiest way to on-ramp new users. It removes the most pain. Nobody wants to pay $20 to $100 to do a swap. Nobody wants that. The difference is all those networks have larger counterparty risk because you have to use their bridges. And those bridges are getting hacked left and right. In our system, you don't have to use the bridge because you already got your coins on this side. You can use it if you want. You can bridge in your ERC20s if you want, but you don't have to. You can just stay on this side right here. No bridge counterparty risk. This is a better system.
You just gotta get the fiat off ramp.
Well, look, man, I can tell you right now, one of the largest exchanges in the world has already got one of their developers that's installed the node and says that they're listing. I checked this dude out. He's as legit as they could be.
I think you're muted.
Oh. Yeah, so one of the largest exchanges in the world already said they're going to list Pulse and already has a dev that's already got the node installed. But look, I believe in stuff when it's done. So we'll see that when it's done, which hopefully soon. I mean, we're so close, man. If the SAC totals were done now, like I could just set a date, you know? But like until those stupid sacrifice totals are finished, as soon as the SAC totals are done, man, we are so close because the bridge works great. And it's got
So when the SAC totals are done, what's the how much time after that? You don't just give me an estimate.
I'm trying. You want me to think about it? Give me a second.
I'll get it out of them, guys.
If we've got the event reporting and the node fixed, which I think that'll get fixed before SAC totals is done, which is funny. And I think even if that event reporting was wrong, you could still go to mainnet anyway without it. Just people will be missing a little bit of data that you could fix later. I mean, I got to talk to him more about that, exactly how mission critical that particular report is. I mean, look, man, once SAC totals are like done and published, it feels like 2 weeks.
2 weeks after SAC totals?
I mean, I'd like to be done in 4 weeks. Like I'd like mainnet to be in 4 weeks, but every time estimate I've ever given has been wrong. And I've been telling you they would be wrong ahead of time because I know how this goes. No one would have ever expected SAC totals would take this long. That's supposed to be the easiest part. Like measure how much people sacrificed. That should be the easiest thing. And then you're like, wow, oddly enough, it's not. That sucks. But then the super hard stuff, like bridge, it's like it's been done forever. You're like, so a lot of times the easy stuff ends up being hard. The hard stuff ends up being easy. I mean, we're so close, man. And you can tell because the testnet works. Like you can go use it. It's been working for a long time now. It's just that like you could even if we had consensus bugs, you could fix those and patch those. But like you can't rewrite the totals. That you can't do. So we have to get the sacrifice totals right up front. And consensus bugs, the network's been running too long. We're not likely to have anything like that. Yeah, so I mean, 2 weeks after the SAC total seems fine. But it would just, the only two other things are like really just that event thing and then like DevOps, just making sure that everything is robust because you're going to get a lot of load. Like world's largest airdrop.
It's going to be crazy.
Get a lot of load. You're going to get loaded up. So the people that are running servers have to be ready for like redundancy, you know? But like even if there was downtime, as long as the downtime is just a pause, no one really cares. So like in crypto, when you have a downtime, when is that most harmful? If people are leveraged up and they're going to get liquidated now unfairly because they can't add margin, they can't add collateral. That's not fair, but we're not going to have any margin trading off the bat, so it doesn't really matter. And then if people's balances like got miswritten or overwritten, that would be pretty tragic, but that's never even happened. Like that would like in EVM chains, I don't think that's ever happened. You could say like an Eclipse attack happened on Verge that like rolled back 6 months of transactions or something. That would be like a huge rewrite problem. But then you could fork before that block anyway and keep the old state. Like I'm just going through like a parade of imaginary horribles. I don't think any of that crap's going to happen. I think we're going to have our fork and I think everything's going to run fine. But I'm not going to be sitting in a launch party just in case. I'm not going to be like, oh, I got to reboot some crap. Oh man, gonna have to leave the party. Gotta see you guys. I'm headed to the coins in the network. You can trade them. You could stake them. You could swap them. You could stake PulseX. You could stake PulseChain. There's a million things you could do on Pulse testnet right now, and you should be doing them. Because look, man, one day I'm gonna be doing this live stream, and it's gonna be, we're up, we're live, and you're gonna be like, oh crap, now I have to learn everything. Learn it now, man, because we are close, dude. We are really, really, really close. Measuring the amount that people sacrificed is like the only real kind of hang up. And it's not.
I'll tell you what, I invested more now than I did with HEX. So that shows.
Yep.
Yeah, I invested because I'm more confident in it.
If you measure the HEX adoption amplifier versus the PulseChain sacrifice versus the PulseX sacrifice, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. Way bigger. And this is what I love about it. Every day, HEX gets more users. The average stake length goes up. The share price goes higher in HEX terms. Constantly. Like, that's beautiful. And we still all have the gatekeeping crap, which is extra upside for when the gate opens. It can't close any harder. The gates can't close any harder.
No.
They're maximum closed.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's only upside when they open. Like, I'm excited. And you've got a dip. Like in crypto, if something has product market fit, dips are beautiful. Yeah. I mean, do you wish you bought Ethereum when it was $88 a year and a half ago? It's 4,500 now, 4,200. What is it now? No, 3,400, I think.
It's like 30 something, 32, I think after this little.
I'm going 34, 32 to 39. You win. Closer. So like to be able to buy HEX on a dip, get a copy on 2 chains. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm willing to bet that HEX might be very liquid on PulseChain. Because if you like, who knows? But there's a lot of Hexicans that have participated, and I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of liquidity for HEX on the PulseChain. Is my guess.
You going to PulseCon or
I'm not going to go in person, but I will go digitally. And that's another thing. Like DJ Lethal's playing at PulseCon. He's like Limp Bizkit's producer and some other famous artists. And I had nothing to do with any of that. Like I got invited to it. I'm like, oh, there's a Pulse convention.
Yeah, I know.
And they've got like big venue and like they really apparently are doing a good job with it.
I heard rumors that Elon Musk might go, but I don't know how true that is.
That would be awesome. It sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
But you don't know. I don't know. I mean, he likes. If you like coins, world's largest airdrop, you're gonna get all those. Think about it. If you're a coin that can't function on Ethereum anymore because your fees are too high, we got you, saved you. If you're a coin that you don't feel like paying $20 today to swap or $1,000 yesterday, depending on what time you're doing it, we got you. If you like not blowing up the environment, we got you. If you like higher throughput, 3 seconds blocks instead of 13-second blocks, we got you. It's like, it's so good, man. And you only have to click one button. No sign up, no ML, no KYC. You just change one setting in your MetaMask. So you click change network and then you click OK. That's the easiest on-ramp ever. I mean, that's the easiest on-ramp, bro. Like if you want to claim your HEX back when you could get HEX for free with Bitcoin, you had to install a wallet that let you sign a transaction. You had to go to the dApp. You had to ask for the code. You had to sign the code. You had to give it back to the dApp. You had to have Ethereum to pay the gas to submit the transaction and all this stuff. You ain't got to do none of that, man. If you sacrifice for PulseX, you get a little bit of Pulse for free just so you can transact with it. So let's say you sacrifice for PulseX and you don't have any Ethereum on that address and you don't have any PulseX. You're still going to get some free to be able to transact. So if you want to swap PulseX to Pulse, you can because you'll have enough gas to do a transaction. And then if you had Ethereum, you got free Pulse anyway. So you could pay for transactions with that. It's just, man.
I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be
never
really
been
cool.
done before, bro. There's never been nothing like this.
It's huge.
Think about this. Have we seen
a whole
it?
blockchain, man. Like all of the coins,
all the coins
in my wallet, yeah. I get to double my money instantly.
Well, it's going to be a function of liquidity. It's going to be a function of liquidity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like the prices, look, man, if you got a tether on a regular blockchain on Ethereum and it's like worth $1, I don't think tether should be worth $1 on PulseChain because you ain't going to be able to redeem it for $1.
Yeah.
But unless they use an admin key to invalidate everything, it's probably also not going to be zero because you can't actually bring a Uniswap V2 pair to zero. It's impossible. So through trading, you cannot bring a Uniswap V2 pair to zero. You can get it real cheap. A lot of zeros in front of a 1. But like, it's, we know, like, why do people buy crypto? Because they want the number to go up. Yeah, okay, we got the same ticker. We got the same code. We got a faster network. We got lower fees. And if there's less liquidity, you have the potential for number to go up higher. This sounds like compelling. This sounds like a derivative play on the entire value of the Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's why it's a little scary because there's going to be a lot of people mad about this.
You like NFTs? Well, we're putting the F in NFT.
And then would bring more hate and then like self-promotion, and I like it.
But the difference is people tend not to hate shit that they hold.
Yeah, so now they'll hold it all. Yeah, they have to hold it. So that's interesting, man. You got some balls. I'll say you got some balls.
Smart.
You got
it's just smart, man. Because it solves that bridge problem too. All these other L1s that tried to like deload Ethereum, bridge problems. You don't have a bridge problem here. Your coins is already here. You can bridge in if you want. We can incentivize you to bridge in. But you don't have to because you already got a copy of all your coins here. You don't get that with anything else. You don't get that with Matic. You don't get that with BSC. You don't get that with XDAI on down the list. You don't get it with nothing except PulseChain.
Interesting.
Yep.
Do you want to answer some questions real quick? The comments. I just need to run to the bathroom like 2 seconds.
Sure.
I'll be
all right.
back.
Let me check the chat here. See, guys, not only do we have 100% uptime, but I also never go to the bathroom. I think I've gone to the bathroom on stream like twice total in 5 years. What's up, chat? We got 3,000 people in chat here. Good to see all you guys. I'm checking you out here. Richard, did you see we are now ranked 202 on CoinMarketCap? Wow, cool. I don't go to that site. Pre-recorded, someone says? No. Sorry, bro. Not pre-recorded. Somebody asked, what's the main obstacle to having a decentralized ETH-PLS Bridge? We already have one. Like, go use it. Go try it. And no, atomic swaps doesn't work. We tried. That's why no one has it.
Oh. You got some good questions?
Not really. I mean, probably the good ones happened earlier. Like how far are we in now? We're 2 hours in, so like, I don't know. And there's a delay, so like now people are just now starting to ask questions. Can you talk about the resolution for people who sacrificed incorrectly? You sacrificed the BNB version of Bitcoin, but received no PulseX credits. Yeah, all you guys that did that, you're probably going to be fine. So the SAC totals right now aren't showing the mercy for all the guys that sacrificed disallowed stuff. You guys are all probably going to be very happy. So I wish that the SAC totals currently already showed that. They don't, but most of you guys are going to get credit. So lucky you. You're being shown mercy out of the kindness of my heart. So appreciate it. Usually in crypto, you screw up, you don't get no takebacks.
It's true. I've seen too many people like send money to the wrong address.
Yeah, dude. You send money to the wrong address in crypto, it's over. You get scammed, it's over. Like, very rarely do you see ever somebody get made whole again. Almost never. So in summary, Richard Hart, own the world's largest diamond. Look how fashionable I am. And skinny and svelte.
I love it when you say this.
Yeah, because I got to bash these people in the head with it, man. Like, I tried it the other ways. I tried to sit here in a black t-shirt. Like, well, I don't know. I dressed fancy back then too. But you have to punch so hard to get noticed in this world that you really can't. You can't take people's advice and be like, oh, be humble. No. You be humble enough for both of us. I'll be awesome. It's what people respond to, man.
I just made this video with Max Kaiser at the Bitcoin convention.
I seen you tearing up dollars on there.
Yeah, see, that got more publicity
Yep.
than anything I've done in the past 2 months.
Yep. Life ain't fair, bro. I got big boobs, but like I don't get views on them. But there's a lot of girls with big boobs, man. Boy, they get views. A lot of views. Matter of fact, if I go on YouTube, all I see in my story section is just big boobs. It's not because I clicked them. Maybe once or twice. But like from the bat, that was just big boobs to start with. Apparently that's what gets engagement. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a world full of more big boob content. I'm fine with it. If that's the reality that we're heading into, I'm cool with it. Because, hey, what's the alternative? More dude content? Ugh. So, yeah, like, life ain't fair, man. I wish I didn't have to put... I don't even set the time on my watches. Literally. I do not set the time on my watches. They're just jewelry. It's not... Is it good that I'm enslaving some Swiss guy to be staring in a microscope for, like, a couple days? No. That guy's back probably hurts. He should move on with his life. I got a phone that tells the time just great. But because reality's stupid and dudes only care about guns and cars and watches, well, okay, I guess I'm going to do guns and cars as watches, like, because I want.
It's like an ethical finesse.
Yeah, you got to do what works, man. You know, people dressing like a clown works. All right, I'm gonna dress like a clown. You know, all people care about is price. Good. I'm gonna build the best price performance you ever seen in your life. So, you know, I'm doing what works. And if when you do what works long enough, you get to change what people want. In the beginning, you got to give them whatever they want. But eventually, you can give them what they should want. You know, if Steve Jobs interviewed people before the iPhone launched and asked them what they wanted, a phone with no buttons, the answer would be no. We like buttons. That's how we use our phones. He had to teach them to like something different. And so you saw me doing that here. I got to teach people, look, volume is the enemy, not your friend. You don't make money on volume. Market cap, you don't make money on market cap. You make money on price. Yeah. All these cool features, a lot of times that's attack surface. You know, and when was the best time to buy? When there was no liquidity, maximum gatekeeping. Everyone thought it was a scam. Satoshi owned all the coins. That was the best time to buy. But people get it backwards. So I got to de-educate and finesse and bring people to what they should want. It's like I've earned the ability to do that because I've earned my audience by getting it right over and over and over and over again. I call the top 2 cycles. Called 20K top. Called 65K top. Can't get it more right. Call top in a day. Drew the chart. Brag about it all the time. It's, you know, I'm other than being fat, which actually I've been on a bicycle, riding a stupid bicycle. Ugh.
If you fix that, I mean, what are they gonna hate on you at that point?
Look at this, man.
I feel like
this shirt is the absolute worst shirt for my body. This is the worst. This cat should have a nose. It doesn't even have a nose. We'll get the body right. I'm on the bicycle. Today I had like a can of tuna, some cold cut ham, and some cheese, and a lot of coffee. And that's it. That's all I had. So, ain't no carbs in there. It's about consistency. Every diet works. You just got to be consistent with it. Okay. If you want comments and engagement on the internet, here, watch this. Hey, YouTube, I would really love some diet advice from you guys. Do you have any advice on diets I might try, please? Can you put those in the comment section? Oh boy, you're gonna get a lot of comments. Yeah, you're gonna get.
Everybody has an opinion.
Oh, you're gonna get a lot of comments.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
Did you see that video of Joe Biden just basically mumbling nonsense into the microphone? Just
Which one?
Like his mind is lost. I watched that and I'm like, man, whoever's talking to his earpiece left his hand on the space bar. He's getting fired. I'm not happy about that. I don't want 80-year-old presidents no more, man. I was
talking about that. Yeah, I don't.
If you can't drive, you shouldn't have the nuke button.
That's true.
We got a lot of effective, intelligent people in the United States. Let them be in charge, man. Why we get the B team? It's like, yo, we got Bill Clinton. He was good. So who's like not as good? Oh, let's get his wife. Oh, yeah, this Joe Biden dude. He ain't never done that good. He lost to everybody for forever. Well, let's give him a chance. Let's put the B team in, C team, D team. Why? Come on, man. Like, please. How you like his ideas, his proposals? This is some stuff I think is funny. FTX founder, who gets people wrecked for a living, advertises in e-gaming to get kids wrecked so that when they're old enough, they can go lose all their money, margin trading. Puts his name on gaming stadiums so that people that watch millionaires go bounce rubber balls around, they can go get wrecked, margin trading. And by the way, it's all derivative, so you don't even have to buy real Bitcoin. They just make all the money. Bitcoin doesn't even receive price appreciation from it. Awesome. So this guy, he gives $5 million to help Biden get elected. So you know what Biden does? Oh, billionaire tax. We're going to tax all the billionaires. He's like, hey, man, you just paid for this guy to jack you. You stupid. What's wrong with you, man? And then he's even going to tax you on the unrealized capital gains. Oh, so they give you $1,400, print $14 trillion for their friends, and you get triple price everything now. Gas, price up. House, price up. Food, crazy. Price up. Even lentils doubled in price. They tell you to buy lentils instead of meat. You're like, yo, lentils doubled too, man. So you see guys like that, and you're like, hey, look, I don't want to get into politics. I really don't. I don't want to. Because I want everybody. I want Republican money. I want Democrat money. I want libertarian money. I want alien money. All the monies we can get, I want all those monies. But when you see something so stupid, like you're going to raise the prices of everything by just doing helicopter money, printing it like it's a joke. And then you're going to tax everybody when the prices go up. You're going to tax them on unrealized gains. Hey, we printed all this money, so your money ain't worth nothing no more. And because the fake value went up, because the fake number went up, we're going to tax you on that number going up now. So you unrealized capital gain on your house went up. It didn't really go up in value. If you sell your house to buy another house, it costs the same. You didn't get two houses. Your house didn't go up, and now you can buy two houses. No, your house went up, and everybody else's house went up, and now you could just swap sideways is all you could do.
Yeah.
You didn't actually gain no value. We're going to tax you. So first we steal the value of your money, then we tax you on what we stole. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. I think they're just pulling out every trick in the game at this point. It's just like, what's the alternative that like goes bust?
Well,
right?
I know what you don't vote for that is what so if I see you attacking crypto, you don't get my vote. I see you trying to steal my money, you don't get my vote. I see you restricting my freedom of movement, you don't get my vote. I see you restricting my freedom of speech, you don't get my vote. And so I seen a dude, Bruce Fenton, libertarian guy, had him on my stream, did a little bit of arguing, but his intentions are good. He was wrong about net neutrality, but his intentions were good. I hope he wins his seat in New Hampshire for the Senate. I hope every crypto person understands that you cannot solve politics with technology, and we do actually have to play politics to win some of these battles. And we just lost one in the EU. A big one. And it's irritating. And it's like, I haven't been playing that game. I've been playing the build stuff game. And other guys that like, look, man, Winklevi twins, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, these guys need to spend some of the billions to save the other billions from getting regulatory wrecked. And they've been in this game for a long time, made a lot of money, spend it on some lobbyist man, because otherwise you're about to get regulated poorly. The EU took a hit. There's a lot of people to live there. So my advice would be like, if you don't like that crypto regulation, you might have to leave the EU. That's how it is. I know a couple loopholes, maybe. I could teach people how to transfer value without sending coins. I got some other tricks I ain't going to tell you about. I'm going to let them shoot themselves in the foot first so they can't counteract the counterplay. But like, I see things going wrong in the news so much, it makes me want to grit my teeth. And I can't get around to it. I gotta do PulseChain, Fiat Onramp, wallet. Then we're talking medical research some more, politics, start your own country. These things, they come next. Starting your own country is hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you gonna buy land, or like, how are you gonna do this?
I think the right way to attack it is with a special economic zone. So Schengen did very well in China as a special economic zone. Hong Kong did very well as a special economic zone. Dubai did very well as a special economic zone, or in it was a very large one. Panama has a free port. You know, these ideas of we're just going to tax you. There's no taxes here. I think is really compelling. Yeah. And so look, Disney World has their own police. So if you have a large enough like spot, and if you had a free zone, I think you could still save on shipping because it's attached by land. Like I think that's kind of the right way to attack it. I think it beats seasteading, which is kind of high expense, and I think it beats an island. You're like, hey, everything sucks and it's slow here because we have to wait for everything because everything comes by boat and it's slow. And like, you know, you're never going to have, like if you've been to the Bahamas and you've been to Miami, product availability of everything in Miami is superior. Everything. So you're at a disadvantage structurally on an island. It still might work, but like, it depends on what your goal is, like what kind of scale you're trying to reach, you know?
Yeah.
that just has to wait. The other thing is like my audience is all dudes, so you're gonna have to want to be on an island with a bunch of other dudes because like
Crypto in general, though.
it's gonna be dude island pretty much.
Yeah,
That one's gonna have to come later.
of course.
I look like a meme lord. This outfit looks stupid. My God.
What
dude.
brand is it?
This is Dolce & Gabbana. I got everything, man. I got the. Check it out. Hey everybody. Hey haters. Check that out. Check it, haters.
You got the full.
I got this. I got the sweater. I got the pants. I got a shirt. I got the silk shirt, but it was like the buttons were like, "No, Richard, help us." And then the hat, everything.
They sent it to you for free, or you bought it?
Hell no. Don't nobody give me nothing free, man. They beat me up. Full boat, full retail, man.
Yeah. I get it though, man. You have a big following, right? So
In crypto, I have a big following. In the rest of the world, I do not.
yeah.
That's opportunity. So look, there was a time when Joe Rogan he had no followers. There was a time. Now he's got lots, you know, like if you look at my social blade and see the hockey stick of how quick I'm on-ramping new users, whatever I'm doing is working, man. I mean, I'm putting on like, it used to be like 1,000 new users a day. I'm not sure where it's at now. If I had to guess,
Yeah, you
it'd
have
be like 700 maybe.
You make a video, your engagement's pretty high. Trust me.
Bro, if you look at my tweets, Russell Brand makes a tweet, 30 responses. He's got 11 million followers. 12 million followers, Richard Branson, he makes a tweet, 20 responses. If I make a tweet, 150. Every time. No comparison. I get way more engagement than Russell Brand with millions of followers. So my 200,000 followers is worth like 50x their weight. It's interesting. It really is. I don't know whether Twitter just don't show their tweets or whether they just feed them new users for a laugh. That like they make you follow people when you sign up. They're like, hey, follow somebody here. Follow this guy. Maybe they're doing that to them. I'm not sure exactly. But
I think a lot of them buy followers too, maybe.
I don't think Richard Branson bought any followers, bro.
Probably not Richard Branson, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, look,
definitely more engaged.
Yeah, like there are fake people out there for sure. But hey man, I mean, look, Elon just tweeted this. He was like, hey, is Twitter dead? Elon's shady, by the way, a little bit. If he says something, you watch the opposite. So he's like, we ain't never gonna sell Bitcoin that we receive for our cars, but actually we're gonna sell a few hundred million of it to test the liquidity. You're like, hey man, you say you're never gonna sell it. I mean, you sold the hell out of it. What's up with that? Oh, we're gonna accept this for cars. Oh, and then we ain't gonna let you use it for cars no more. We discovered it used energy. Oh, the rocket scientist just discovered Bitcoin used energy? You lying, dude. Should I sell my shares to pay tax? He was gonna do that anyway because he needed money to execute his purchase options. And so he pumped the price down, executed his options at the lower price. You're like, bro, you've been a little shady with your manipulation here. And then today, he's like, he just bought 9.7% of Twitter, or 9.2.
Yeah.
And he can max out at like 14.9 contractually because he's on the board. You signed an agreement with him. And he's like, is Twitter dying? So let me get this right, man. You're on a board of directors at Twitter. You just bought 9.2% of it. And you tweeting with a blue check mark next to you, is Twitter dying?
He's trying
Guess
to
what,
get that
homie?
14.
Guess what, homie? You going to that 14.
Yeah, he's going
No doubt. We're going to see those filings that you just acquired some more while you talking crap about it publicly. I'm not a real fan of that. So you never see me, anything I'm involved with, you don't see crap like that, man. You don't see fake partnerships. You don't see price predictions. Anything I built or invented, you don't see nothing like that, man. Clean, tight, beautiful, honest. He's a little bit shady with that. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
He keeps doing it. You're like, bro.
He throws around the social currency like nothing. It's a big, powerful thing. So it's like,
it's not good, man. Like, there's no reason to, if you're a technologist, don't promote bad technology. Like, Dogecoin is not good technology. It's not. It's bad technology. It's a fork of Litecoin. Litecoin's also bad technology. It's a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not good technology either. Used to be. Now it got better. So Everybody that's watching, follow me. Richard Hart went on Twitter. Richard Hart on YouTube. Richard Hart Official on Instagram. Could use some more people there. Only 45K there.
Definitely follow me too. Alex on Crypto, man. Alex on Crypto. I was ripping money like 2 days ago. People hating on me for it, but it's cool because it's fun.
Yeah. I've never done it. No, I did it once, but I kept the bills. You can send them to the bank to get them put back together. So if you have
one of my friends picked it up and like taped it back together. It was just a statement.
Yeah. I don't like losing money, man. If I tear up a bill, I'm picking the pieces back up and it's going to the bank and getting replaced. Yeah. I'm not going to lose that money straight.
250K views. You pay much more for Google AdWords, right?
Nah, man, because Google AdWords don't let no crypto through unless you scam an exchange and you wrecking people with margin trading. You can buy the ads you want. But if you're just a really actually good cryptocurrency, can't buy ads. No license. They want to see that license.
Yeah, the exchange license. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because
where does a decentralized cryptocurrency go to get an exchange license? It's not available. It's stupid. Bro, I had a great talk, man.
Sometimes.
So we covered the social. Yeah, go to pulsechain.com, everybody. It's world's largest airdrop. It's important. Test it. Check it out. And we're close, man. We're close. So you better be hitting testing it up and learning.
I'll make some videos. I'll launch on our website. I believe in what you're doing, man.
Good stuff, bro.
I like what you're doing. I'm attack it from a different perspective, though. I'm not going to sit here and hype it up. I'm just going to say my honest opinion. But ultimately, the risk, in my opinion, outweighs. I mean, the reward outweighs the risk by far. I've already made a lot of money.
How you got risk on free?
It's true. I guess it's scary for people like me that like that the reason why no other influencer wants to talk about it, right? This reputation thing. But honestly, I don't care. So
we already won, bro.
Yeah.
Like we already won. How much money got sacrificed? We already won.
I know.
There's no doubt.
Trust me, I know. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. It's good talking to you, man. Keep it real,
talking to you too, man. I appreciate you giving me a shot in an interview on your channel. Maybe you can come on mine one day.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you later, man.
Yes, sir.
Ciao.
Have a good one, man.
All right, everybody. I'm heading out. You guys have been amazing. And I recorded this in 8K. It turns out that my camera doesn't overheat when I record in 8K, but I stuck a fan on it just for luck. But the thing about the 8K is it takes if I upload this to YouTube, it will take them days to process it. I'm going to upload it for a laugh, just for fun, but I'm pretty sure it will take days to process. So just another test. I tested this maybe 6-8 months ago.